All right. Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this sounds okay, hit that number 1, please. And if the audio is all good to go, hit that number 1 if you don't mind. Kyle, the man, Raspberry, Hoover, Bramos, Mark. Perfect. All right. Then I will take it as things are good then. All right, just very quickly for those of you that watch this in the archive, if you want to help support the stream, help ensure you continue to have something to watch in the archive, then this is totally viewer supported, no sponsorship. So code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend Take Profit Trader. I think they're the best in the industry. But regardless of who you use, if like I said, if you want to ensure and help support the stream and make sure the stream continues, then code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms. All right, thank you for letting me. I don't know if that helps for the people in the archive or not, but I'm going to continue to go with it for the time being. So there we go. All right, well, good morning, everybody, officially. It is Tuesday, February 24th. The year is 2026, and we are off to probably some roasted accounts, would be my guess. There was some crazy movements here, and although things behaved kind of reasonably, the problem is the size of the moves I can see created some issues for people. But overall, hopefully everybody is surviving. First reminder, if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, please hit that like button. It helps. It makes a big difference. So if you could hit that like button, like I said, that does make a big difference. Doesn't maybe seem like it's doing a whole lot, but it is helping out quite a bit. So I don't know. Maybe today's the day we get back up to 400 likes. We'll see. But like I said, hit that like button as it does truly help. And like I said, I'm watching over here and maybe thinking of a trade. But yes, today just crazy. This whole movement here, I can 100% understand getting people bearish. Yes, there is the hammer candle. But I'm sorry, anybody that tells you a hammer candle means this sort of move comes next is lying to you. Sure, a hammer candle means that a bounce could very well happen, but a bounce within a downtrend is more than reasonable to consider, well, that's probably going to be a dead cat bounce, because in the spirit of trading with the trend, you would be looking for, to, do something like this as something trends downwards. Nothing just goes straight down for the most part. So yes, during this move here, sure, that's what a hammer can represent, maybe a move up, but this was a V shape. So here, right here, I would consider the V shape, but then the V shape was not done. It turned into a check mark and then just kept going. So V shape into a check mark, brutal move, and I can very realistically see anybody that was short either getting just, basically that was one of the things where if you just break a rule, probably toast, or even, death by 1,000 cuts on the way up. I'm happy to report that I survived all that. No blown accounts for me, but today is definitely one of those mornings where if you said, yeah, Clay, I lost an account or two, I'd be like, yep, that my guess would be you're probably short. And then the V-shape got you here, or even a pullback here, because sure, it pulled back, but I mean, this was almost basically a over 100-point pullback. So even that, it's like, okay, well, it pulled back nicely to the VWAP and bounced. That's fair. But if you were starting to buy the pullback right there, you're not going to weather, a 100-point pullback. So a lot of different ways that I can see people have gotten roasted today. What stock you're buying? Ready? We are day trading futures here. Day trading stocks, with all due respect, is garbage. Day trading stocks, day trading options doesn't make any mathematical sense. In this day and age, this bright day and age of these things we call futures and these things we call prop firms. But so yes, like I said, if you cooked an account today, I can understand that. I can understand that. Love that trend line. Oh, nice job, Bradley. Sold my shares of SNDK pre-market at 690 and it dropped after market. Now all attention here to learn. All right, Compound Wealth. Yeah, welcome to the world of futures. I think you'll find futures way better than stocks. In the category of day trading, that is. In the category of investing, I have nothing against stocks. I invest in stocks, but I am making a specific claim in the category of day trading. Day trading futures through a prop firm makes by far the most mathematical sense. Yeah, Abel, I'm glad you're able to finally get a piece of it. But yeah, how are all your days going? Good, bad, green, red, terrible, best day ever, worst day ever? Oh, great, Trade of 8. You just logged out and back in again. But yeah, how are your guys' days going? That was in my Roth IRA. Okay, so that was more of an investment. Good stuff. Green, open a 50K. Oh! I'm curious. I can't remember, Brian, if this is your first 50K or... Anyways, I'm curious to see how that goes for you. Break even, excellent, good morning. Green, up and down, 5 for the day. Did anybody cook an account? No judgments. Cooking accounts is all part of it. In fact, the way I look at it, that just means you had a losing trade. Because in my view of prop firms, each account is a trade in and of itself. And the stop loss on that trade is just simply whatever you paid for the account. So yes, if anybody cooked an account, in my mind, that's not a big deal. That's just like, that's a losing trade. And losing trades happen to all traders. Do you have any videos on any strategies you use? I do, but that's part of the mentorship program, Judge. So if you're asking, do you have any videos free of charge? I do not. Going close, getting close on passing 100K eval, but I did. Yeah, Ty, that's, like I said, that would have been my guess. Every time I try trading the open, I get killed. Well, if it's literally every time, then it sounds like you have an easy solution to that problem. Newbie minus 120. I got cooked. I have had 3. Okay, so not totally your first time, Brian. Lost a pro today. My entries have been off lately. Well, I mean, where'd you lose the pro? Hey, lead thrower. Green up 750. Nice job. Now, I'm really hoping that this does not turn into some like sideways chop here for the next couple hours. I mean, if it wants to pull back some more, that's fine. I just prefer that it doesn't just chop around. But hey, good morning, trucking. Clay, I built up 5 TPT Pro accounts and building a few buffer Pro accounts before I begin trying to get past the intraday. To you. First off, Hot Tub Mike, that's fantastic. Love to see the racehorse model slow and steady in motion there. I don't know. I guess some would say the ES is more stable. If by more stable you mean less volatile, then yeah, probably some people would agree with that. But I just don't have a whole lot of experience at all trading the ES. But yes, if you are defining stable as like from a volatility standpoint, then yes, I would assume that most people would say the ES is less volatile than the NQ. If anybody disagrees with my assumption there, by all means, share your thoughts in the chat box. But I guess let me ask you this: how did you get all those accounts passed? What were you trading? Just signed up on Take Profit. Fantastic, and hopefully you use code Clay. Did you feed some hungry kids? MNQ. So why don't you just keep trading MNQ? Why don't you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, your passing accounts, you got 5 of them ready. So why not just keep doing what you're doing? All right, I'm thinking maybe a long here. See, the problem right now is if I get long here and I throw my stop down there or down here, now I'm basically right above the 21 EMA. That doesn't make much sense. But if I put my stop below the 21 EMA, which does make sense, now all of a sudden I'm risking quite a bit. So this 21 EMA, now the people that don't use the 21 EMA, they're not suffering from this problem. But because I do like the 21 EMA, I am suffering from it. But I have to admit, I did a lot of YOLO, so I need to focus on get back to lower position size. Yeah, I mean, and just, I mean, are you going to copy trade the 5? Just because keep in mind, you don't have to necessarily copy trade them if you don't want. Let me put it this way. It sounds like you're still in like an experimentation mode. I would, if it were me, I would not be copy trading while I'm experimenting. Copy trading is more so once you get a groove and you kind of get your footing, then you can copy trade. I appreciate you admitting that. You are a true baboon, yes. Code Clay. Yeah, I don't even know how to get around that. The code is just CLAY all caps. Yes, it is not literally code Clay. That's funny though. Do you take your profit daily? I take my so within the prop firm's landscape of things, I'm on team. If I'm owed 27 cents, I'm going to take 27 cents. And with Take Profit Trader, thankfully you're allowed to do that on a daily basis. So Take Profit Trader, that is one of the nice things that I think makes them very attractive as a prop firm is they do have daily payouts. So yeah, I just take the money as it's available. Now some people would disagree. They would say, no, I want to build buffer. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I'm more so the person, if I'm owed the money, I'm going to take it because I had a member, and I agreed with his logic. He said, let's just say I build a buffer of like $3,000, and then I go on a really bad day of tilt. Is that extra $3,000 actually going to save me against a really bad day of tilt? Probably not. So because of that, I'm just going to take the $3,000. And I was like, that's a good way of looking at it because when I go on tilt, it can get bad. And, an extra couple thousand really isn't going to do anything. So I might as well just take the money as I get it. I'm not saying that's the right way to think about it. I'm just saying that's how I think about it. Okay, I'm in long. I'm in long. Seemingly like a little bottom channel here. We also have the 21 EMA right there. But if this is a true or start of a bigger breakdown of the channel, well, it'll be a losing trade for me. Hey, good morning, Change. Ryan, good morning. I'm on your website in the next one says 8 p.m. I'm trying to get that for. It's geared more towards somebody that's a beginner trader or somebody struggling. But if you're advanced, meaning you're a rock solid veteran with a bulletproof strategy, you're welcome to attend. I don't know if you're going to necessarily get anything from it, but you're welcome to, like I said, show up. Come on. I like the candle that just formed here. Love is in the air. What? Huh? Okay, if you're a newer person, yeah, I would say that it'd be worth signing up for. Hey, good morning. Blessed. May 9. I don't know. Why were you not happy with $9,000? Well, this is stupid. I'm thinking right now, do I want to add some or should I just cut it? Probably should just cut it. I've been here, but all right, I'm getting out. I've had these instances before, and if you've been a longer time viewer of the stream, I've had these where I buy the pullback, and it happens to be the backside of the pullback, and I get aggressive with it. And there was one where I started up like I don't remember. I'm making numbers, but over $1,000. And after the first trade on the live stream, I gave it all back because one of these things happened where I thought I was buying a pullback. It turned out to be the backside of the move, and I'm like, and it was just. I think I've had a couple of those now over the year. Well, now I've been streaming now about a year and 2 weeks. Over the past year and 2 weeks, and I would have been just fine. In fact, it would have been, but all right, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I saw a dude on Reddit yesterday give up 4K when like 400 from 10K. I don't know. The trick I just always use is, pretend that you have somebody sitting next to you watching you trade that makes, let's just call it $50 an hour. That's respectable, $50 an hour. Would you like, so for your example, you're up 9K. How long? I don't know how long 9K took you to make. Let's say it took you to. Well, let me ask you, how long did it take you to make the 9K? There's some garbage action there. Played me like a fiddle. Yeah, no, yeah. You got short at 997. Hey, good job. You chose wisely. Apparently, I chose poorly. Yeah, it would. I mean, I guess adding to a loser in a sense, but I would also argue there's a difference in position building versus just randomly adding to a loser. And again, there are a lot of mechanics going on behind the scenes that I'm not just going through every time, or else I drive myself insane. I hear what you're saying, Joker, and you're not wrong. But even if I had added there, I would push back that I just added to a loser. Like, no, not necessarily. I don't understand. Why do people ask questions and then just disappear? They ask for some sort of, thoughts, and then I try to interact, and they're just gone. Why? Can somebody please explain why people do that? I don't. It just blows my mind. Still on the live stream. No, there's nothing to really tell about the day, Bradley. I only do that if there's something like yesterday. I cooked an account. That's why I specifically wanted to talk about my day, because I cooked an account. So I was like, all right, let me go back. Let me walk you through how I cooked an account. But today there's nothing really educational of talking about it. But thank you. Thank you for reminding me. It is 11. But yeah, I don't need that every single day, but I appreciate it. Well, the 21 EMA is trying to hold strong, but I don't know. It's just, I think here's what my problem is. When I look over here at the 5-minute, the 5-minute kind of seems just in no man's land right now. I guess we have the previous high right there, so not totally no man's land, but still quite a bit above the 21 EMA. So in my mind, it's kind of just floating out here in this void of darkness. Whereas if it pulls back a little bit more, to be fair though, at the 2-minute it is at the 21 EMA, but it's the 5-minute that's kind of holding me back a little bit right now. You know what? Somebody said that yesterday, Mark. I don't understand. Crazy YouTube was not telling me you were live at all. I don't know if YouTube's having a glitch or what, but somebody said that yesterday. And I don't understand the YouTube algorithm. I really don't. State of the Union is on. Isn't the State of the Union tonight? Assuming that's what SOTU stands for. Then it goes up here. And so you got a notification though. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, outdoorsman. Oh, yeah. But Trump is at the podium. Oh, Trump's talking right now? I was going to say, I guess it could be the State of the Union to be fair, but I thought the State of the Union, and they're always at night. But I don't know, maybe something changed. Been a better day. Good. Well, in hindsight, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but oh well. I'm still looking over it, outdoorsman. Still looking over it. Okay, can somebody confirm or deny? Is he actually talking right now? That's always a bit of information I like to know. Is Trump actually talking? No offense, Joker, but we've had many false alarms when it comes to this sort of thing before. Like where people are just watching a recording of a previous speech, but they think it's live. Okay, so now we're getting no talking, yes. Okay, yeah, the question really on the table right now is he talking right now? Yes, he is talking. Okay. Okay, well, he's not talking on Fox, okay? No Trump talks right now. Okay, yeah, I don't know. We have conflicting reports in the chat. I think there's a news channel. All right, maybe a short up around here. Play some sort of kind of like double top, or I guess maybe even a triple top if you want to consider this, you know, area 1, area 2, and then, I don't know, maybe area 3. Okay, so it sounds like maybe the live stream is just a recording of him talking. Okay, I'm short. Let's see if it does once again get rejected from this area. New highs? I hope not. I'm hoping for a triple top. I'm going to add at the red line. So it did just slightly push new highs. Not a whole lot, but we'll see if this was some sort of kind of little fake break. Trump is talking. Okay, well, I don't know what to think anymore. So if he is talking, I hope he says something slightly bearish so this position works out. There we go. Again, looking to add at the red line. Okay, added. Took some out. Come on, need more follow through than that. There we go. Take a little scalpy scalp on that one. And then maybe another long down around here. I'm starting to wonder if this is just some sort of sideways channel here. So that was my best attempt at being a range trader. You know, I don't claim to be a good range trader, but that was my attempt to be a range trader, and I guess I did okay. But thinking is over. Yeah, it's true. Thinking can be overrated if you do too much of it. AK paralysis by analysis. That's why I got to try to keep my chart somewhat clean. Hey, hit that like button if you're enjoying. Usually we're at, I don't know, man. This one's feeling like a bumpy ride. We're not even at 50 likes yet. This might be a 1 hour live stream. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit 100 likes by the hour mark, which is the key metric to start the stream off, for me to gauge, am I using my time wisely right now? I define my time is being used wisely if we can get up to 100 likes by the 1 hour mark. So if we don't hit there, then I'll just deem it as, okay, people are not entertained, people are not interested, and I'll move on. So yes, hitting the like button actually does, it is a metric for me to, it is a way for you to communicate with me if you are enjoying. So please hit that like button. Do the heart bubbles do anything for you? I don't know. I have no idea. Paralysis by analysis. Yeah, it's a real thing for sure. I mean, I understand from like the Instagram pictures of somebody with like 40 monitors and a million. I mean, that looks cool. But for me, for a baboon like me, I would just be overwhelmed. I'd never take a trade. I'd be too busy like staring at everything. So there's nothing really to talk about my morning. It is what it is. Not like yesterday, where when I cooked an account, I'm like, okay, that's something to talk about. Let me walk you through where I cooked the account, but nothing overly dramatic. Paralysis by analysis is compounded if you have a hint of I could imagine that being the case. I just use one monitor to be fair for them, but still. Yeah, no, I'm down to I had 4. Granted, I never used 4 for trading. One of them has been just used for like business type stuff. But yeah, I'm at like I would say 1.5 in all actuality. I have this what I'm looking at, and then over here I have another monitor. But even that is actually just there's not a lot of stuff on it anyhow. But yeah, I've learned for me less is more. But if you have a brain that can handle one of those Instagram trading setups where there's a million monitors and then cool. We just had different brains. You have a way better brain than I do. I have the brain of a baboon, so I just have to factor that in. Cooked one today too, went short. Oh, yeah. That's what I called earlier. Like I said, if I had a guess on, okay, how do people get cooked? It was this movement here, put them in a bearish mood, and then this movement right here, cooked the bears. That was my guess. And then my secondary guess would be this move here, put people bullish, and then people starting to buy the pullback right here. That follow through right there cooked them. So that is, but guess number 1 would be the bears on that V shape into a check mark. And then guess number 2 was, like I said, that moment where the pullback turned into like a 100-point pullback. And yeah, even if you're right from the broad sense of, well, I think it'll pull back and go back up. Yeah, but if it pulls back 100 points before going back up, that's going to be some cooked accounts. I didn't make a trade for the first 30 minutes. Good job, Abel. That sounds like some discipline on your part. The move up was the first thing I saw. Oh, yeah, that would wake you up. That would wake you up. Yeah, that pullback got me. Yup, makes sense. But I managed to break even on the way back up. Nice job. When I say got people, I mean more like probably cooked accounts. So as I was saying earlier, if you cooked an account today, I totally understand. That makes sense in my mind. And if you're not familiar with prop firms, maybe it comes across like, man, how is this guy just talking about cooked accounts so casually? Like, I got $5,000 in my account right now. If I cooked it, that's like $5,000 out of my pocket. That's in the I'm assuming I trade prop firms because it's the best way to go about it. So I'm assuming all of you are. So when I'm just saying, hey, it's okay if you cooked an account, that's because within the prop firm space, that at most it was a couple $100 probably that somebody cooked. So I'm $23 away from cooking. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say that's impossible to recover from, but yeah, I don't know. If it were me, I would not spend the next 3 weeks trying to recover that account. I would kind of get a little aggressive, and if it dies, it dies. If not, let's get back, but yes, exactly. 102 stop loss on a 50K cannot be exactly. All right, we were back at these highs. I am thinking maybe another short. In fact, do we have a resemblance of a rising wedge? Let's see. Yeah. Maybe, what if I bring this up? Not kind of. I'd like a little bit more. I guess I could try to manipulate it if I wanted and say, well, let's start at this low. And then let's do this. Okay, that's... Yeah, I'm going to keep this there. All right, I am interested in a short at this upward trend line here, if it can get up there. So in my thesis here, we have a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. So we'll look to see if it maybe wants to once again get rejected from that top trend line. I messed up during testing twice, so I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, I mean, okay, here we go. Short. I'll take that scalp. Get myself, I guess, back into the green. There we go. If you're still holding, I don't blame you. That's fine. But like I said, I was going for a scalp right off. I mean, you can't make this stuff up right off the top. Now, if this thing pushes up a little bit and comes back down, I'm going to take another swing at it from the short side. But requirement number one for me is I want to see it push up a little bit and then come down. But if it decides to just flat out get rejected from that trend line, then all I'm going to get from it is that scalp, which it is what it is. The power of trend lines. Let's go. Oh, charts don't work. They're all tarot cards. It's all black magic. Then call me a magician, brother. It's just self-fulfilling prophecies. Charts don't work. They're just all self-fulfilling prophecies. Hey, give me a 5. Has anybody ever heard charts are a joke? Charts are insert negative thing, because all they are is self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, has anybody ever had that insult hurled at them when you tell them, oh, well, I'm a chart trader, I'm a technical trader? Has anybody ever heard that one? Charts are a joke. All they are self-fulfilling prophecies. Anybody ever heard that one? Give me a 5 if you've had that hurled in your face. You never had that one, account killer? Well, just wait. Yeah. Okay, well, think about that claim. Just accept the accusation. What do I mean by that? Say, okay, I accept their self-fulfilling prophecies. But the accuser also just conceded something. Built into their very accusation is the premise that self-fulfilling prophecies do exist. So all I would say to that person is, hey, yeah, maybe it is all just self-fulfilling prophecies, but you say self-fulfilling prophecies exist. I also say that they exist. And hey, it sounds like a chart is a great way to identify these self-fulfilling prophecies. So even if this was just a self-fulfilling prophecy, hey, the chart told me where the self-fulfilling prophecy was supposed to be. So who cares if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy or aliens or Marky the market maker or a little grandma and a little investment club at the nursing home? I don't care as traders. JP, well played, sir. So yes, there is a very easy way. Like that's one of those accusations where I don't think the accuser realizes what they're doing as they're making it. Doggone it. Well, hey, did anybody join me on that? But through independent thinking was like, Clay, I agree, rising wedge. Clay, I agree. Looks like a good entry at the top of the rising wedge. But Clay, I disagree on the scalp. I'm going to hold. Did anybody do that? If so, the power of independent thinking. Congrats, because you played it better than I did. Look at that, right off the high there. And that's what I like about the live stream is like, and I'm not bragging about myself, by the way. I am bragging about charts. Is you saw me draw that trend line. You saw there's no hindsight, okay, class, here's a book where I just cherry picked this. No, you saw it play out right there. Again, I'm not patting myself on the back. I am patting charts on the back, though. Charts are not a perfect tool, but they're certainly a worthwhile tool. Really? Nobody took that short? Okay. Dang. Going long to the bottom? No. If anything, I'll be looking for a short. I'm not a good range trader. Well, this one right here is not a range. This is just trading the pattern. I'm not a good trader. Gotcha. All right, a lot of you scalped it. Okay. Nice job, Southpaw. Good job. He's still short. Love to hear it. Good job. Power of independent thinking. No, if it was still your independent thought that led you to still scalp, fine. But just fair warning. If you're like, no, Clay, I just scalped, I did everything because you did it, and I didn't think for myself at all. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. And get rid of oil for now. There we go. Kind of interested in potentially a short around here, but as somebody that's kind of on team don't diddle in the middle, if we are prescribing, which I am, that this is a rising wedge, we're basically right in the middle of the rising wedge. So do I really want to be getting involved right here? Probably not, but it does look interesting. It does look interesting, but I do prescribe a little bit to the don't diddle in the middle. Uh, 415. Oh, 15-point stop. Yeah, it looks good, but nah. Oh, the battle against the diddling in the middle. It's real battle. Yeah, the short would have worked out very nicely. Oh well, that's okay. It is what it is. Again, the power of independent thinking. If you're like, well, Clay, I can see what you're saying, but Clay, no, I'm not worried about diddling in the middle. Short, good job. Well, assuming you're a scalper, because as a scalper, I would assume you've gotten plenty of a move here. But if you're, a different type of thing, maybe you still need it to do more work for you. But now, what's nice about this rising wedge is sometimes you'll have the 21 EMA. Okay, I cannot take it on this candle. That seems too much like a chase. So if it's going to break and flush on this candle, then for me, it'll just have to be a missed trade. Ideally, it stops right now and then comes back up and then comes back down through it. But yeah, I'm not going to do it on this one. That'll just be disappointing. I really like the price to head back. Yeah, I can see, even when you consider, Brian, like the low of these candles also puts that in the range of the purple line. Like I could see it revisiting this low down here around, let's just call it 970. And that is exactly why I did not want to get short on that candle, because I'm a little worried about something like that happening. Eek! That's exactly why. It's your first target. Roger that. Okay, there we go. Okay, now what I would like to see here is a green candle. I want to see it green and then come down, and then I will take a swing at it through here. But I want to see this get a little bit green. Come up here, hit, I don't know, 0.15-ish. And maybe hindsight will prove to this be a stupid requirement, but it's my requirement. And if it turns out to be a dumb requirement, well, then so be it. Not the first time it's happened, won't be the last. It's just part of confirmation trading, if you will. Hey, Chameleon, good to see you. Hey, Yoga. Okay, good. It ain't gonna stop today. Now, how's that for an unfalsifiable claim? It ain't going to stop today. Could you be any more broad? Man, that's good. If I was like, is anybody good at unfalsifiable statements? I would hire you. Hey, Rogue. Okay, at least you set NQ on that one. Vague is never wrong. Exactly. Yeah, right now the requirement has saved me. Yeah. It's going to go up, down, or sideways today, in my opinion. Tim, I think you have a chance of being right. As long as one of those components don't overheat on the exchange like it did several months ago, and then nothing happened. There was no up, down, or sideways. There was just no movement at all. So assuming there are no hardware malfunctions, well, this has been, like I said, I never liked it. Just has not really behaved. I'm not giving up on it yet, but it's not operating. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Fast. Last time for Rumo. Rumo, type ABC if you're real. If I don't see an ABC, we are banning you because I'm convinced you're a bot. We'll give you 2 minutes, Rumo, to type ABC. Because you do this like every day, which I think yes, I realize I might be talking to an AI bot right now, but I know. Same guy. I want to give him one more chance. I don't know. Am I getting dented all of a sudden? I'm actually thinking along now. Maybe, I mean, even if it comes up here and gets rejected at the top, I mean, that'd be a long journey before rejected. Oh, we're going to Mars now? Okay. Yeah, I like I said, I don't know if it's a bot. All I know is every time I see a message, I immediately ask to try to interact, and it never reacts. It never does. All right, mods open season on Rumo. Who's gonna have? And this is a ban hammer, not a delete. Rumo, ban him. Let's see what mod is ready to go. Oh, Nathan was fast on that one. Woo! You boys better step up. Wow. All right, I'm gonna try along right here at that green line. This just looks like maybe this rising wedge wants to get another bounce to the upside. Maybe change. All I know is he was fast. How he was fast, that's between him and his own strategy. No, I don't watch. I mean, we vaguely track Bitcoin, but no, I'm not. We're day trading futures here. And I'm looking to get long at the green line if it wants to come back up. Hey, elk is in New Jersey. Ooh, Morels. Let's go. I love Morels. So how much snow you have in New Jersey right now? Again, I'm looking to get long at the green line. I am in some ways going against the rising wedge, but I'm also just trying to play a bounce here off the 21 EMA, play a bounce off this lower trend line here. And I'm getting all these lower shadows, which to me, I don't know. Does that signal that there's some buyers showing up? Only one way to find out. Okay, Harper wants this thing to flush. And if it wants to flush right now for Harper, I have no problem with that. I'm not in yet. Please just don't fill me and then flush. That is all I'm asking. Yeah, that was an ATM band right there. That thing was fast. So we have the shorts, which I can understand. They're come on, rising wedge. Deliver for me. Deliver, brother. And if it does want to deliver, that's okay. Here we go, maybe. Again, I have an entry to get long at the green line. You entered short. Where's your stop at, Victor? Oh, so you're trading ES. Gotcha. All right. Maybe, kind of, sort of, along here. Nice bounce back up. I'm liking this lower shadow. Okay, on this next one, though, I have a requirement. I want to see this first drop down a little bit. All right, yep, requirement met already. There we go. There we go. Okay, put that back in. Again, I'm looking to try to get long at the green line. All right. Oh, boy. Are the Bears about to get paid? The patient rising wedge traders? Again, I don't care. I have no horse in this race, so I have zero problem. It does not pain me at all to say congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. I'll cancel that out. Glad I waited for confirmation. Well, hey, for any of you shorts that were trusting that rising wedge, congratulations. Not the cleanest of breakdowns for the rising wedge, but required some patience, and it's paying now. Good job. Congrats. Cameron, I recommend Take Profit Trader. I use Take Profit Trader. That's who I use. That's who I recommend. I don't know. To be fair, Cameron, are you already maxed out? Do you already have your 5 Take Profit Trader accounts up and running? That's true. No, Rumi, he was right. Unfortunately, though, Rumi shows up every day saying go short. Wow! Congratulations. Woo! Who's short right now? Give me a 2 if you were short and you trusted the rising wedge. Give me a 2 if you were short and you trusted the rising wedge. Well done. Good job. It took some patience. It took some trust. Wow. Congrats. Yeah, look, yeah, I feel kind of stupid because I was trying to go long, but in my defense, at least I didn't actually get long. At least I was smart enough to put my confirmation point in a spot that saved me from ever getting long. But yes, I still do kind of feel stupid for thinking that was a long. But I had good that made sense. That was looking very interesting. Let me put it this way. I bet some of you shorts were cracking walnuts for a little bit. You were probably cracking some walnuts, but good job. Good job still trusting the pattern as it delivered for you. But during this phase, whoo boy. And look at that. I mean, you can't. This again is the 21 EMA the holy grail, it's not. But look at this. Big old drop. Look, what a coincidence, right? We're decided to bounce from 21 EMA. Again, I'm not saying that that is a holy grail. What I am saying is I do think as a futures trader, because futures seem to really care about it, it might be worth experimenting with. That's all I'm saying. Man, the rising wedge it just keeps delivering for us here on the live stream. It's crazy. But yeah, in all seriousness, congrats to everybody. That's that is a great skill to have. The ability to weather this storm, have patience, have trust, whatever you want to call it. That's not easy to do. Not easy to do at all, but for those of you that were able to do it, yes, the gains I'm sure are very fun, but I'd look more at the habit. That is a great habit that you either have or that you're building. Either of those. Never trade side-by-side candles. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean never trade? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that one. All right, we are back at the 21 EMA. We're back at the 50-period simple moving average here on the 2-minute. Well, for me, West Coast, I reject all absolutism words. Never, always, every, all. Like, never trade side-by-side candles. Yeah. I'm sure there's some strategies out there that do just fine trading side-by-side candles. Right, more than one way to make money. Agreed. Which is why I would never say never trade side-by-side candles. Aren't all candles next to each other, therefore side-by-side? Yeah, that's a good point there. Okay, so Todd, you're doing what he says to never do. Am I understanding that right, Todd? You trade the barcode pattern. Okay. So there's only one way to trade stack candle. I'm trying to understand your position. We have Todd, who is a good trader, saying, "What are you talking about? I do exactly what you said to never do," and Todd's making money. Took the bounce off all the MAs too. Good job, Philly. I'm interested in a long down here. Problem is on the 5-minute though. I don't like this kind of candle here. We had a bounce. This was a solid green candle, and now it's not. So to get long here after what's essentially a failed bounce is a little worrisome for me. Okay, your position, fine. Your position is never trade side-by-side candles. That's fine. That's fine. I have no problem for you to say, my position is I never trade. That's fine. But that's not, originally I just took your comment at face value. You just said never trade side-by-side candles. Now, had you thrown in that one extra word, had you said I never trade side-by-side candles, and I'm like, okay. Man, it's crazy how much of a difference of literally one letter makes within context. Like this whole thing would have been avoided. Minus one letter. Isn't the English language crazy? Yeah, and exactly. Context is everything. But to think that it was just one letter that would have changed everything within that conversation is wild. I want to see what this candle looks like on the 5-minute. But right now, I think the rising wedge has served its purpose. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the lower part. I do want to keep the upper up here. Obviously, it's not relevant right now, but hey, maybe later on in the stream it'll come in. We need some call-outs from you, West Coast. We need some actual call-outs from you. If you see anything, give us that trade plan. Semantics versus syntax in English language can be a tough thing to match. Agreed, especially when you don't even know what syntax means, which is me. What is syntax? Like, I've heard the word, but if I'm, being brutally straightforward, I can't quite say I know what syntax means. Like, semantics is like, I think just words, right? Yes, I'm maxed out with TPT and want to... Oh, okay, Cameron. Well, then I would say Lucid... Again, I have a code with both, so I don't... Like I said, just really quickly to offer up slight context here. I'm ultimately indifferent. I would just say it seems like a lot of people in the community are really liking Lucid, but there's also a lot of people that are saying Tradeify is fantastic too. So, I mean, let me put it this way. I don't think you can go wrong, Cameron, in either way, and hopefully you decide to use code Clay. But, yeah, that's kind of my quick thoughts on it right there. Ultimately, I'm a take profit trader, but if you're trying to decide between those two, based on the feedback I've gotten, like I said, from people in my private community and such, I think either of those, would treat you just fine. Yeah, fair enough, West Coast. Just like I said, if you see anything, though, call it out. Looking at longs above 25K. Well, there you go. Yeah, thanks for asking, Cameron. Again, I think I said this yesterday, West Coast. I did tell you this, West Coast. Dude, come on, man. Leave names out of here. Not that person is a... I just leave people's names out of here. That's all I'm saying. I think I told you this yesterday, man. I'm in Bragg timeout recovery. No, you're apparently back now, Neil. Don't tell me to settle down when you broke a rule I just told you about yesterday. Well, I've never heard of him. That's your opinion. He's the best trader ever. It's just what I'm not sure what. Yeah, all right. This dude's been giving me a bad vibe. He's gone. Yesterday, he's talking all like, you can tell who the amateurs are here. And then all of a sudden today, oh, I made these big things. And of course, he used the word sweep. So I'm like, all right, this is probably a guy part of the tribe. And of course, it just so happens to be where nobody can confirm it. And now all of a sudden, he's breaking a rule that I literally told him yesterday, please don't break. And then all of a sudden he expects, what do you, bro, settle down. Like, it's okay for me to break the rule because how I broke the rule should be okay. It's like, that's just nonsense. Gone. Goodness, no, I didn't even give him a timeout. Just that. Like I said, when you listen to people, there's things where they start to reveal a little bit more and more and more. I don't have time for that sort of stuff. Don't have time for it. Again, to be fair to him, maybe that person was the best trader. I don't know. I don't care. That's not, like I said, I have the rule, and the rule is what it is. And to show up, talk very arrogantly yesterday, you can tell who the amateurs are in here. And then all of a sudden, talking, yeah, I made all my money with the sweep of this and the sweep of that. I'm like, oh, brother. Well, can you verify anything here? Well, no, I only trade during the morning. Okay, so you're just showing up here to run your mouth, but we're never going to be able to hold you accountable. And then you break the rule again that I told you yesterday to not break. I explained my reasoning, and then you tell me to settle down. It's like, dude, yes. Do you realize the irony, Clay, that you're actually not settled down? I agree. Right now, I am not settled down. But that is why I'm a little, come on. And then he shows up and makes, and the other thing was he was suffering from the world revolves around me itis. Yeah, after we pushed him, he's like, oh, well, that's my position. Oh, okay. Yeah. After you realize you're sounding, after Todd and everybody else showed up, I'm like, what are you talking about? I do exactly what you said to never do, and I'm doing just fine. So anyways, there is multiple little things that built up against that dude in a hurry. Anyways. So yes, that was, I know I have the policy. Usually it's timeout first, but for characters like that, no, there's no timeout. We'll just skip over that. Because I can guarantee you, had I put him in a timeout, he'd be right back. It just wouldn't worked out. Well, I'm not, my blood pressure isn't that high. Like, I do care. I'm not saying I don't care, but he is also a faceless name on the internet, so I don't care. I don't care enough where my, blood pressure is going to... my heart rate is actually totally fine. But thank you, Ricky. I appreciate your concern for my health, brother. What's the next plan? That is a great question. We are getting, if we want to use that purple line as the lower trend line, I'm kind of wondering, are we going to get some sort of ascending triangle here? Again, if we use the purple line as our trend line, something like that. And then that's what I'm wondering. He will probably just go to, yeah, probably, Tim. Probably. So 965 is today's make or break. 965? Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe. What do you mean by today's make or break? You'd have to define the phrase. What are the settings for the purple line? That is a 50-period simple moving average. The 50S. S is in sandwich. You are welcome. You are welcome, good sir. I did not, well, let me put it this way. If I did get a platform freeze, I did not notice it, Alfonso. Ooh. Yeah, the 5-minute though, I don't like it. I don't like buying that breakout. Reason being, right now this upper shadow is created because of sellers. So to be getting long in an environment where there are sellers, not to mention there's a pivot point above, there's still that trend line. So it's, yeah, I'm gonna pass getting along there just because within here this was created by sellers. Just like down here, this lower shadow was created by buyers. But yeah, to get long around here doesn't mean it can't work out. I'm just saying that kind of erodes what I think may be an edge in my favor. So never mind. I'm thinking about buying that breakout. Yeah, Nam, dude. Talk to me, brother. You've been here so many times before. Why are you asking questions that how do you not know this by now, man? Come on, brother. This is the same account. These are my MNQ trades on this account. These are my NQ trades on the account. Well, there it is. The 5-minute had me worried, and in hindsight, I suppose I had no need to be worried because I was thinking about it, but that's all right. I know that part, but you literally don't know it because you just asked the question. Ever since the inception of the trade of Brown. That account killer, that's an interesting observation. I don't know. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but I don't think you're barking up the crazy tree at all. Willie Chow, well said, sir. Well said. Very well said. Well, here, remember that initial buy was up there? I'm going to throw that up there now. Remember during this phase, I was like, I'll buy if it hits right there. I will still look. Up around that green line if it wants to keep pushing up. See if we can catch another surge of momentum in the upwards direction. I'm in short. Okay. My only thing is, technically, I guess in some senses, that is the breakout of the high. So I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for a little extra confirmation. Hey, if you're enjoying this in any way, shape, or form, hit that like button. We're going for 200 likes by the 2-hour mark. So there are practical implications to hitting that like button. It is a bit of data for me, feedback on whether or not people are enjoying. That way I can figure out, do I want to keep the stream going or not? Because if people are not enjoying, I mean, that's fine, but at least I know that, okay, well, Clay, I maybe just wave the white flag on the day because people are not really enjoying. So yes, there is a very practical nature to hitting that like button. It does matter. So if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, hit that like button. I'm short at 6. All right, so Mr. Squidan is ES. Well, thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. Another ace. Thank you. Oh, we got a couple aces in here now. All right. Okay. Again, I'm looking to get green, or I'm looking to get long at the green line. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. Trying to play a break of this consolidation area right here. Whew. See, I'm glad I didn't buy the break right there of those highs. I would have, not saying I'd be out yet, but I would not be feeling so good right now. Well, now you're manipulating the stats. I should ban you for manipulating the likes. I should be good on the long. Well, there's only one way to find out, Keisha. Okay, Karkisha said I should be good to go. If I'm not, I'm blaming her. No, a like is not a like. That's like saying, okay, I want to see if people are interested. And then one person goes and likes 200 times. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of deceptive. You know what I mean? Oh, how did I not get filled? Okay, well, maybe that was a good thing I didn't get filled. Or Seabiscuit, Todd. Well, we had this yesterday where, like, it's very easy to play the game, and it's just built on a confirmation bias. But, man, the market's always out to get me. Well, if the market was out to get me, it would have filled me right there and then did this, you know? But right there, the market spared me. Okay, thank you. I'll cancel that out. And we had this yesterday. There was one of those trades where, like, I don't know how I didn't get filled, but the market decided to be nice, and then all of a sudden it would have went against me. So be very careful with the game of, man, the market's always out to get me. No. The market's not out to get any of us. I fully admit it can feel that way at times, but feeling a way versus what reality is in trading can often be two different things. Ooh, it's coming back up. Do I anticipate it? I am. I'm going to try to. All right. Well, I only got 2. So, partial fill. Oh, you rat. Fine. I'll just... Doggone it. Maybe that was a bad attitude on my part. I kind of went to child mode there. I took my ball and went home. Basically, I did this. Psychology-wise, I went this. I wanted 5, but I only got 2. Therefore, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Even though if this thing continues to break out, those 2 could have added up very nicely. But because my mind just like reverted back to 3rd grade, I took my ball and went home. I had a little miniature temper tantrum. That's what happened. And that's embarrassing to say, but in my psyche, that is what happened. I just had a little 3rd grade recess temper tantrum. If you are not in the USA, do you even know what I mean when I say recess? Honest question. Okay, GK, here's what I think about that as I delete that out. Never bring those 3 letters in here. Not to mention, GK, you are operating upon a false premise. You seem to think that this is how trading works. Like that you could go to Walmart and be like, excuse me, sir, where's your strategy aisle? Oh, that's aisle 32. Then you walk to aisle 32 and on the shelves, there's all these strategies. Okay, that strategy. Okay, let me do that strategy. I really wish trading were that easy. It's not. You have to build a strategy for yourself. Every single one of our strategies in here have nooks and crannies that are unique to us. Well, that takes a lot of work, though. I just want to go and buy somebody else's strategy, so I don't have to think. That's not how it works. I get that's a good sales pitch, like the weight loss industry. Wait, no, you don't have to exercise. Although right now, I guess it is kind of like a real thing. Beforehand, before all this Ozempic and blah, 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 which holy smokes. Anyways, we won't go down there. But... So yeah, GK, I would push back on your premise that you just think that you just like shop around for a strategy. No, you have to build a strategy that best fits your needs, which does take work. It is hard. Trading is hard. But once again, put yourself in their shoes. If I'm trying to sell something, what is the easier sell? Hey, buy my strategy, follow my methods, my concepts. And you don't have to do anything, right? Just follow what I'm, or... Yeah, I mean, I can teach you tools, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have to take these tools and build something that best fits you and your risk tolerance. Which one of those is an easier sales pitch? Obviously, the one where it's just like, no, you don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is learn my strategy. Just follow my strategy as if it's some cookie cutter across. No, that's not how it works. But yes, if you do want to build a cult, that is a great way to do it. You're 100% correct. Yes, I know. Well, I was like, yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm right in the sense of, I wish it were that easy where you could just go get a strategy. Except for Darcy. Darcy works all the time. All right, now I'm actually thinking maybe a short here. Maybe kind of, sort of. It's amazing. So I'm always watching the viewers. And why so many people fail, it just continues to make more and more sense. That thing that I just talked about, probably the most important thing I've talked about on the live stream so far. And viewers, I lost like 20, 30 viewers, just like that. It makes sense. It's so in other words, the people that are looking for strategies are like, well, this guy's not telling me what I want to hear. I'm out. Like, I swear, like some of the most important videos I've ever done on YouTube are, can you guess it? Yeah, some of the worst performing. They're the most important concepts, worst performing. Because yes, the most important concepts are actually not the most pleasant things to hear. I got greedy and blew it up. Bummer. Well, on the bright side, at least you knew what the problem was. Greed. The greed bug bit you. But yeah, that trade right here was that was me taking my ball and going home, hoping for a release down. All right, we'll see what happens. This here has me thinking maybe short. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line there as it served its purpose. Yeah, Todd. Yep, exactly. I like NQ at the open. The NQ or the morning has always been my bread and butter. If you go and you watch like the history of my live trade series, which I don't know, there might be over 1,000 of those videos now on my YouTube channel. The vast majority are me doing stocks or options. But yeah, I've always been, the be done in 30 approach, which means opening 30 minutes, try to be done. Usually I'm done by 11 a.m. just because this has never been my bread and butter time to trade. So yeah, I'm not going to lie to myself about it and keep trading like I would during my good bread and butter, which is like morning session. So that's where I tone things down a little bit. Hey, thank you, Pamela. Your tolerance for pain must be in fine tune with, yeah. Still have this trend line up here from way back when. If you're here on the live stream, I went short right there. Just basic trusting the trend line and rejecting it. Rejected. I did not play it. I'm not saying I played it perfectly. Just was a scalpy scalp on that one. But point here is, I guess we're still kind of far away. But hey, you never know. All right, throwaway trash is looking for a short at 40. Wait, did you get filled there or no? If so, you just nailed the top, throwaway trash. That is impressive. That is true, yeah. Okay, let me just 30. I'm going to try it. Short. I did have a chance at a scalpy scalp there, but Fiveman, I like the candle for a short. Really love all these candles for a short. Really love that candle for a short. So I'm just trying to. Throw out a couple of targets just in case there's some random spike down. Not that I think there's going to be a spike down, but you never know. You never know. Oh, the RSI is showing a bear. Okay, well, I don't use the RSI, but glad to know that the RSI is supporting my premise here. Nope, you can just leave them unactivated, Brad. Assuming you're talking about take profit trader, you do not have to activate them. I might add some more right here. There is an amount of time I can. No, that's what I mean, man. Good stuff. You do not have to activate them. You can leave them sit there for as long as you want. No, not that I'm aware of right on. Who knows? Maybe there'll be an iteration of that at some point in the future, but no pun intended. But as of now, I'm not aware of anything. Do you do meditations before live streaming? If you count making out with my wife as a meditation, then yeah, I meditate. All right. So we have to define meditation before I can answer that question. Yeah, I think that's, I don't think that's really speculation. I'm pretty sure that is happening, Brad. All right, I am going to add down at the red line if this comes back down. But I don't know. Maybe I just got suckered in for the short. We'll see. All right, I'm going to try to add up here now if it comes down. Trying to add some more at the red line. Okay, I did add. Blue line is my new average. Come on. Get below that blue line. More. Come on. Come on, brother. Come on. I mean, the 5 minute looks fantastic. It's just a couple of dojis up here. So much so, do I add some more down here? I do have plenty of green on the day, but I don't want to get carried away. All right, I am adding 5 more. It'll just look too good to not add some more if it comes down to that red line. Again, I will add to the position at the red line. I'm trying to trust this kind of overarching resistance. I'm going to add right there instead now. Move up a couple of these orders here at this point. There we go. Okay. Come on. Oh man, this is a little slower mover than I'd like, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'm going to add 5 more at the red line if it comes down. Trying to trust it. I'm in the same short. I've sort of been explaining, Tom, why. Well, Gonna looking to add some more at the red line. Okay, I did add. Come on. Come on. Come on. Those green lines represent some targets out there. Five-minute looks so good right now. Look at this 5-minute. Like if this thing can just come down here, oh my goodness, look at all these upper shadows. I mean, come on. Another beautiful candle right here. Like what do I got? And I don't even need this thing to crash at this point. What do I got to do to have this thing just pull back a little bit? That 5-minute could be looking epic though. What do I think? I'm in a pretty, not intense, I'm in a pretty deep trade. I have no thoughts on EDSA, my friend. I'm in the middle of a futures trade right now. Come on. Come on. Oh, 5 minutes looking so good. Come, just deliver. Goodness. What a crock. All right, out. That was my stop up there. That is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Well, I've gotten aggressive on those, a few of those in the past, and they've worked out beautifully. But sometimes when you get aggressive, it doesn't work out. And it is what it is. That's disappointing. Please just keep going up, though. Like, if this thing comes down, I might have to throw myself in the tilt prevention box. Look at all these. Oh, that 5-minute for a second was looking so good. I'm glad I got out where I did. It happens. That's right, the TP box, the tilt prevention box. Just add the 8 EMA and take a look at all the bounces. No. I don't care about the 8 EMA or the 9 or the 8 EMA. Oh, I've never heard of the 8. No, I'm not throwing in any more lines. I have my system, my strategy work, or, I feel comfortable with my strategy, As I've said and will continue to say, it's easy to backtrack and find some sort of, maybe I'm waiting for somebody to be like, well, Clay, look at the London low. You would have known if you looked at the London low. If it wasn't the London low, well, Clay, did you not see the Asian midpoint? Something that you have to realize as traders is you will have losing trades, and then you can go back in hindsight and somebody can be like, well, did you look at this? Look at this. And it's like, well, yes. But if with that logic, the end point is you're going to end up with 8,000 lines on your chart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I missed the head and shoulders on the 10-tick chart. Exactly. Well played and point perfectly understood. So I appreciate you, Todd. I know you're trying, but at some point, no. It's just you got to draw your line in the sand somewhere. Back to green. Good job, Fairchild. Yeah, exactly. The Asian low from 128 of the year 1997. Yeah. I've got to be careful, though, because in my mind, I was like, okay, as long as this account stays over 1,000, it is what it is. And it is. It's still above 1,000, but I don't have a whole lot of leeway. So I need to be a little bit more careful. I need to be careful. In hindsight, I have Clay. You should have just done a scalp, man. That thing gave you a chance to get out green. You should have just scalped it. That's what I'm battling in my mind right now. But that's also just hindsight. Because had the thing rolled over like I thought it could, I would have been saying, man, dude, why did you scalp? Why did you not just trust it like you said you trusted it? So the battle of voices that all of us, well, I don't know about all, but I would say the vast majority of us experience. Blew an account on that short. Yeah, that was dirty rat. Yep, rules are important. Assuming they're good rules, they are important. Agreed. But I've seen a lot of bad rules out there over the years. So that may seem like a silly qualifier. But I mean, here's the other thing, Todd. Is I'm assuming if I pull it up, I'll see all like were all these bounces off the 8? Is that what I would see? That's my guess. I would see a couple bounces off those levels. No, I do not copy trade. Man, I was watching that upward trend line, but doggone it, did not quite get high enough. I trade various account sizes, and I start at 11 a.m. Eastern, hobos. So nice to have you. Yeah, I don't really use moving average crossovers, given those are all lagging indicators anyways. But it sounds like it works for you, Todd, which is fantastic. Fantastic. So I am bearish biased again, based on what I'm seeing here on the 5-minute. That has me in a bearish mind. ES is still climbing. Yeah. For any of you gold traders out there, right now gold is approaching VWAP. So I mean, a lot of green here on gold too, but I don't know, is the party over? And when I say over, is maybe the green candles being done for now as it approaches VWAP right there. So for any of you gold traders out there, just keep that in mind. Got kicked in the, yeah, well, I also got kicked. I can't stop saying calls and puts. Well, that's all right. At least it's just not even true anymore. I'd rather have you call something a call, but it's not actually a call, because all right, well, that's good. You just misspoke. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. This action, though, goodness. All right, Fal's image. Well, I used to be much greener than this, but my last trade just didn't work out. Oh, which is always disappointing, but it is what it is. Look at this 5-minute here. Stupid thing doesn't want to roll over. Yes, I'm still a little jaded from the other one. Oh, NVIDIA earnings are tomorrow? Are you? We're in the middle of earnings season right now. Is that true? It is weird. Like ever since moving to futures, like that used to be like not the pinnacle, but as like a stock trader. Oh man, when it was earnings season, let's go. Who's on the menu? Who's on the menu? But goodness, I don't even like if it is earnings season right now, I don't even realize that. Is it really? I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just like, man, I am so out of the loop when it comes to the stocks. Bought a bigger account with the payout last week. So nice job, trades by Zai. Good stuff. Slow and steady, man. CRM. Yeah, NVIDIA. When is it? Is it you said after? Yeah. So tomorrow, like if you want, like tomorrow in a sense, there's like a Fed announcement. So like Fed announcements create a lot of action. Like there will be, I'm not saying it will be as much, but the NQ will definitely care about those NVDA earnings. So like after the close, there is going to be a moment where if you want some spicy action tomorrow, you will get that at the close as soon as NVIDIA releases those earnings. Now how long it lasts and how much spice, I'm not going to go that far, but I am confident enough to say the odds are highly, highly likely that there will be some spice tomorrow after the close. Hey, Boobo. After a big loss. Hey, yeah, we've all been there. And you kind of got to do what you got to do. So if for you, took a couple weeks off, fair enough. Glad to have you back. I like Spocky, or you like spicy? Well, right now, gold is slightly up. Why not just bring it over? Gold slightly up through the pivot point here. I'm sorry. Good grief. Up through the, what is my life called? The VWAP. What is my, oh, I crack myself up sometimes. Anyways, there is the 200 period moving average. So, I don't know. I do trade gold. I'm a little tempted to go over there and take a swing at that, but at the same time, I'm also coming off a trade that I got aggressive with that didn't work out. So I got to be careful of me just kind of, I don't want to say tilt trading or revenge trading, but got to be careful. Hey, thank you, Rhett Air Force 82. How long have you been? I don't trade full time. I could never trade full time. The people you follow on social media do not trade full time, okay? I'm defining full time as like this is like my full like my only stream of income type thing. The only thing I am full time at, which I encourage we had this conversation yesterday, but the only thing I encourage all of you to be a full time person at is full time income stream creator. Because every wealthy, and you don't even have to, don't believe me. Go do your own research, but I'll spoil it for you. If you go and study wealthy people, the one thing you'll notice is they have multiple streams of income. No wealthy person is a full-time anything. Unless you define full-time like they're income stream creators. That's what wealthy people are, right? Think Elon Musk. That dude has like 18 companies, right? Those are all multiple streams, right? So no, I am not a full-time trader. I could never be a full-time trader under that definition of that being my only stream of income. I have 6 kids I'm trying to feed. The thought of having no other streams of income, and then I have to make money from trading so I can feed my family, keep the lights on, keep the heat on, blah, blah, blah. Oh man, that pressure would pop my head like a pimple. So no, I am not a full-time. Hey, looking for a good prop firm and a good recommendation. I'll buy one through your link. Yeah, I am team Take Profit Trader. Just deals. That's who I use, recommend. Take Profit Trader, the link that you see at the top of the screen there. And then with code CLAY, that will give you the current promotion there. But yes. Clay, do you use ATM on when scalping? Sometimes trucking for dividends. Hey, DJ Riri. You're welcome, Just Deals. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. And thank you for being willing to use code CLAY. You'll feed some hungry children. I'm interested in a short up at that white line, which is just representing the high of the day. All right, Abel. Well, you had a losing trade today. That's all right. Losing trades happen. Neil is holding and hoping. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, Neil. I don't even know how to describe today's. It's like slow fast. I don't know if that makes it. That might just be a straight up contradiction of terms. I don't know, but I got nothing. Like today is just kind of, or at least this afternoon, it's kind of like, could you please, like if you're gonna get up there, could you just get up there like sooner than this? Like slow, like here's a new high. Oh, there's a new high. Oh, there's a new high. Oh, there's a new high, and then finally got a little bit more push, but I'd be looking for a bounce at 75. A bounce or a rejection? To me, like if the price comes down, it bounces. If it comes up, it gets rejected. I mean, we might be saying the same thing, just using terminology a little different. A reduction? I think you just mean rejection, unless you call, I don't know. We've been learning some crazy terms. We've learned about price negotiation. We've learned about price migration. Maybe we now have a new thing about price reduction. I do not use that for anything, Critters Club. That is just there because I know some people enjoy it. That's called the DOM, the depth of market. All right, I like it. The trade plan short at 75. Very good. You're welcome. I mean, yeah, maybe for a child, but at the same time, we are up over 300 points right now. I want to keep an eye on that overall trend line, so just wanted to get it, keep it in the range of where I can keep an eye on it. I don't know. This, come on. I can. This is the exact action where I cook accounts. I can feel it right now. I've had that losing trade where I got aggressive. It didn't work. And now the price action is kind of behaving like this, where I can feel it. I can feel my mind reaching the point of just saying screw it and just throwing on a trade. That is where I'm at right now. I have I'm doing battle right now with the screw it voice. Anybody else have the screw it voice? Give me a 5, or am I the only one that has the screw it voice? Again, trading ultimately is a game of managing the voices in your head. I personally name the voices. Right now, I'm dealing with the screw it voice. Anybody else have that one? Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone with this voice in my head. I don't feel so crazy. Took me 5 years. Oh, okay. So you definitely have a history with the screw it voice. The done for the day voice. There is a simple rule to help prevent that. There's nothing simple. See, Joe, I reject your entire premise. There is nothing simple in trading. So disagreed based on rejecting your premise of there being anything simple. My screw up voice says to not. I don't know. I might need a timeout. Losing is simple until you go and try to lose. Like, I've lost track of, like, because sometimes in the prop firm space, depending on who you're using, you might need to find yourself needing to lose a little bit of money to meet some sort of requirement. And the amount of people are like, man, I'm trying to lose money and I keep making it. It's like, yeah, isn't that weird how that works? Simple but not easy. Yeah, that's probably a fair point of distinction. Trading is simply hard. All right, going to try to buy this pullback. We have these former lows. We have the 21 EMA. When I try to lose money and don't. Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon where if you find yourself in a situation where you need to lose money, how all of a sudden hard it is to lose money. Is there a max you can make? Yeah, during the test phase, there's a 50% consistency rule. But after that, you can make whatever you want. So what do I mean by that? Well, like for the 50K, the target's 3,000. So only during the test phase, 50% rule means you can only make $1,500 in a day. And they just have that because they don't want people to YOLO, get lucky, and then say, see, I passed. It's like, okay, yeah, but you kind of just YOLO'd and you got lucky. So during the test phase, they do have the 50% consistency as explained there. But once you get to your pro account, that rule goes away. I found myself up 8K. How do you go up 8K on a 25K account? That's crazy. I heard a guy. Yeah, I think I've heard that guy too, Massive Cool. No, there's no limit to the amount of trades you make. There's no pattern day trading rule in futures, which is a great thing. So if any of you here are wanting to be a day trader in your world of stocks or options, you're like, wait, did this guy just say that rule doesn't even exist in futures? I did. That's one of the great things. Based on what? I saw it, but it was very high limit. Yeah, well, if there is, I'm not aware of it, and I've never come close to it, and I've never heard anybody come close to it. Was up 15A the other day, and luckily lost. Well, I mean, it's not hard to lose money if you need to. So like, if you need to lose money, and I'll just like, let's just say you have to lose $1,000. All you got to do is go to NQ, for example, type, 7 contracts and just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and let the commissions do all the work. And then when you bring it down from like 1,000 down to like 100, then go to MNQ and do 5 MNQ, buy, sell, buy, sell. And then when you're within like $20, $15, go to 1 or 2 MNQ, buy, sell, buy, sell. And then once you're in within like $5, go to 1 MNQ and buy, sell, and try to bring it as close as possible. That's how you lose money very easily. Correct, yes. After you pass the test scene, there are no more fees, which makes Take Private Trader awesome. That per month thing is only during the test phase, which is why I always say you can take as long as you want to pass the test, but aim to pass it within 1 month. That way you don't have to make that payment several times. You can definitely end the day green on... Again, this is not 2 separate accounts. This is MNQ trades, so same account. These are MNQ trades. These are my NQ trades on the same account. So this account is green. You're welcome. If you blow the account, you have to pay the fee again, though, through... Well, yeah, if you want to try again, Tim, you can try again. That's called a reset. The reset is $100. Would it require a drawdown? Because you have to manage risk. You think they're just going to let you go out there and act like a cowboy? And you didn't answer my question. Why would you think prop firms are going to come to an end within a year or two when they've been around for... I mean, quite frankly, the one that's been around the longest has been around like over a decade now. Well, kind of just chopping. Thank you, Scene. And yeah, like I said, if you want to support the stream, Scene, code Clay, all caps. We'll give you the discount and help support the stream. Say I'm long in TPD and I want to take a short on say loose guns. It's a count. I don't know if they track it cross like that, Rhonda, but I'd be careful with stuff like that. So I'm not going to answer that. All I'm going to say is be careful. That's all. Because I don't want to be, hey, this beautiful Greek god-looking individual told me this on a live stream and it was wrong. All I'm going to say is be careful. Ant Scalping, aren't you the dude that was accusing me of like hiding stuff at one point? Isn't that you, Ant Scalping? Prop firms have a third-party system that tracks cross. I mean, I'm curious. You think prop firms are going to go away? I'm curious what makes you lead to believe that. You might be right. I'm just asking what is your thoughts? What's your logic to make that statement? Hey, Dean. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful Greek god with a majestic. What a great what is that? Adjective, synonym, or no, an adjective. Majestic beard. That's right, boy. You're going short again? I was thinking of a long. I was thinking of a long. And, we have kind of this big upwards move here. So kind of an overall bull pennant, if you will. In short. Okay, well, we got a lot of shorts here then. I don't know. Maybe I'm the baboon. Am I the only one here thinking of a long? Maybe. I don't know. Neil is sitting on hands. Wow. I didn't know that was possible. Long word, 50. I don't know. I'm still deciding. I have a bullish bias right now, but I don't have necessarily an actual area where I'd want to go long. This morning has been crazy. I gave back my profit. Yeah. See, I ask Ant Scalping a question and they just disappear. So I'm glad I didn't ask their original one. They're not even here to listen. Why do people do that? Somebody tell me. If you can solve this mystery for me, I will give you a big old hug and a stale Twinkie. No, I was not accused. Are you sure, Ant? I don't know. I could have sworn you had some statements that had some implications. Could have sworn that was you. So the max contracts you can trade in a day. No, that's just in a single trade, Tom. You can make as many trades as you want, but per trade, those would be the maxes that you can reach. They're a homer, yeah, seems so. To be fair, he did finally reply, or she, or it, or... Feels bull flaggish. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, but... Yeah, again, just real quickly, this number here is not in a day. That's just per trade. So again, there's no pattern day trader rule, so you can make as many day trades as you want. But just per trade, you can go as high as 6 NQs, for example, or up to 60 MNQs. Massive cool factor. Did you just chat GPT that thing? That sounds very chat GPT. Oh, I can't stand ChatGPT. I cannot stand it. Trying to having a personal conversation with somebody, and then they just start to chat GPT back to you. It's like, goodness. Can you imagine this in real life? You're trying to have a conversation with somebody, and they're like, hold on a second. And then they pull out their phone, and they pull out ChatGPT, and then they're just like, well, my thoughts are that due to, and it's just like, see, what you're not realizing is the test phase is in a simulator. Like, you think that this leverage is real. Like, man, the prop firms, they're all these people toasting account but it's in a simulated environment. That's the point that I don't think you understand. When you're starting to talk about all this leverage, it's like there is no leverage. It is a brilliant model for them, and it's a convenient one for traders. But no, that I would say that is your flaw in your understanding of prop firms, is you seem to think like the test phase is actual money being thrown around. That is not the case. All right. Let's see if we can get a bounce maybe back up. But either way, even if I can see, oh yeah, they're going to be gone in 1 or 2 years. Well, make hay while, what's the saying? Make hay while it's storming outside, something like that. Make hay while it's hailing, you know? Okay, that's where timeouts come into play. I didn't mean to get you so riled up. I'm not riled up, man. I'm just having a discussion. I don't like, that's like the 30-minute gaslighting rule. Now, yes, I'm well aware of the ironies when people tell me to calm down and then I become uncalm because I was just gaslit. I do understand. I'm aware of the irony in that. Make hay while the sun shines. No, I'm pretty sure it's make hay while it's hailing outside. Just like 8 birds in your hand is better than 1 in the bush, something like that. I can't remember. No, JT, I always trade a variety of them. Eric, Apex cost. Okay, how do you know that, Eric? What cite your source? It's like 18 dozen is the same as 3 dozen of 4 separate other dozens, something like that, those sayings. Well, for any of you that were thinking short up here, good job. My confidence is dwindling right now. Doesn't seem like I have any kind of read on the market. Hey, we need to get, okay, I just missed. We're 3 away. We should be at 200 likes by the 2-hour mark. We just hit the 2 hour and 1 minute mark, but I've forgotten to offer a reminder. So we'll have 1 minute. 1 minute to get up over 200 likes if we're going to keep this party going. So if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, I use the like button as a metric to gauge people's interest. And as long as people are interested, we'll keep the party going. So if you are interested, hit that like button. Oh, okay, Eric. Yep, that would make sense. That does make sense. And that would actually be in... That would be, that actually makes sense because, yes, there have been some court cases, so, okay. A bird in the hand when pigs can fly is better than, yes, Merlin, that sounds right. Pigs can't fly, bro. Well, they can if we redefine what a pig is. Okay, long. Long at the blue line. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that in a tornado. Again, I'm long. Blue line is my entry. So I'd like to see the price get above the blue line. A little bit more than that, though. All right, I'll take that. I just need a little scalpy scalp. Get my mind, my confidence a little bit on track here. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, yes, agreed. I'm with Eric. Yeah, prop firms, that's why you have to keep an eye on things, right? If the prop firm's based out of Somalia and they just started, yesterday, it's like, well, I'm going to, that, to be fair, that doesn't mean they will fail, but there are certain things that I really like about Take Profit Trader that tells me they have a sustainable business model. One of them is that you will eventually go live. Like, they're just not going to let you sit there in the pro account the whole time and bleed the company dry. They will be like, okay, yeah, you need to go to the live markets. So it's just little things like that that, give me, okay, I like the business model. I like the business model. Well, I'm actually feeling very good about that one. I'm glad I scalped because that would... Whoa, 237 likes. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. On the 5-minute over here, not quite to the 21 EMA, but getting relatively close. Last time the price got down around there. Some beautiful bounce Bouncage. No, I'm not. I'm pro. I don't want to get, yeah, just, I like pro. I'll just put it that way. But it's hard to know when people go to pro. Like Brian on one account was up over $20,000 and they never set him to pro plus. So I don't know where that line exists, but I just like the fact that it does exist. I have not done any trading in futures. Day trading, yes. Well, what we do here and what I think makes the most sense, Jeff, is to day trade futures, but through a prop firm. Because futures, the way they move is no joke. And if you're not careful, the numbers can add up. Now, to be fair, they can add up very nicely in your favor very quickly. But that is a two-sided coin. They can add up very, very quickly against you. So from a risk management standpoint, that is why my argument is to day trade futures, but through a prop firm. Because the prop firm in and of itself has built in like risk management. But except Brian lives in the United States. Yeah, trading is ultimately a game of risk management, and that's why that's where prop firms shine. I know prop firms, and I know people like to think about prop firms from the angle of copy trading and all this sort of stuff, which is great. But at the core, it is their ability to, I always say, reduce consequences, which is their most attractive attribute. They reduce consequences. Same learning lessons can be learned, but with reduced consequences. Again, Abelardo Lopez, the person I use as an example, is in America, okay? And the guy that's in America was up over $20,000, within the lifespan of his account. That account is unfortunately now in the graveyard, but before it went to the graveyard, got over $20,000 in payouts. Never taken a Pro Plus. So, yeah. Oh, boy. I was up even, yeah, okay. And then Mark, yeah, how much were you up? You said like 70 grand or something like that. Ooh, I can't do it. This is kind of almost for me, too overextended by now. Now, if it wants to consolidate out here and then make a push up through, I'm taking that break. But not on this candle. I need to see a little bit of consolidation. So please stay below. Don't break and leave me behind. Crap, didn't I get long down there? Whoops. Now that's just hindsight. That's hindsight, me just nagging myself. And the thing, JT, is, I mean, and I'll add even more spice. So let's not even do that. Let's just call it a fifth of that. So $200 a day, a fifth of that, $200 a day. But you expand beyond Take Profit Trader and their 5 account limit, and you go to some other prop firms, and then you get up to like 40 accounts. So what's that? What's the math on that? 40 accounts, but a fifth of what you just said there. Not $1,000 a day, just $200 a day. What is that on 40 accounts? Is that 40,000? I think it might be 40,000. I'm too scared to say it out loud in case my mental math is wrong. Oh, it's 8? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. So I should have kept my mouth shut. Okay, there we go. We're getting some consolidation. I don't want to take it on this candle either, but if this candle can stay below, and then on this next candle it comes up through, I'm taking a swing. I will take a swing at it. But that is my requirement. If this candle has got to stay below, better yet, yes. What would make great if it comes down here and once again bounces off the 21 EMA, then maybe another candle starts, Comes down here, bounces up to 21 EMA, and then comes back up. But again, the key attribute that I believe I could argue successfully is the reduction of consequences. You could have the same learning lesson, but have two very, very different levels of consequence. Again, same learning lesson, two very, very different consequences for the same exact learning lesson. And from somebody that's beginner to trading and all that sort of stuff, man, that still doesn't guarantee that anybody's ever going to have success. But if you can reduce those consequences, it therefore increases the chances that you will have more time. Therefore, you have more time to figure stuff out, that you will figure it out. Again, doesn't mean that it will. Like I always say with the golf ball analogy. If you're trying to hit a golf ball straight, I would say, again, generally speaking, statistically speaking, if somebody has 1,000 golf balls to hit versus 10, I would put my odds on the guy that has 1,000 golf balls. Again, knowing nothing else about the person, I would put my money on, okay, the guy that has 1,000 opportunities to learn how to hit his golf ball straight is going to, have a higher chance than the guy with 10. And that's essentially what prop firms are doing. Hey, thank you for using my code, and good job on your first day there, Rogue. Okay, we're looking good. Well, kind of. Looking good in the sense of at least these candles stayed below the trend line, but now this thing is dropping down a bit much here. So, all right, well, glad that I put that contingency to wait for confirmation. Because had I bought here or bought here, it'd probably be if not a losing trade, it'd be getting very close. So will the purple line here, again, the 50-period simple moving average, will this now hold as support once again? Kind of a big old wedge right now forming. So if we use that as the up part of the wedge, and if this we just use a purple line here, it's kind of our lower wedge. Which way is she going to go? Yeah, I'm gonna try a long right here. Be essentially kind of a double bottom, but I also have the 50-period moving average right there. And then on the 5-minute, to kind of add to the mix, I have the 21 EMA right there. So it does not mean that the price will bounce from that area, but hey, I think I wouldn't call this, if you were to say, Clay, this is a random buy, I would push back and be like, well, no, I disagree that this is random. Don't call it a side hobby. Call it a side hustle. Because you are definitely hustling and trading. Like, you got to hustle and grind. Like, a hobby makes it seem like, oh, la-di-da-di-da. Let's go dance around in fields and chase butterflies and help little old ladies across the street. Side hustle. There we go. Yeah, that's what it is. You better be ready to hustle and grind in this world. The only grandmas in this world are trying to run you over with their motorized cart, you know? Grandmas are not, they don't need help across the street. They need help beating you into the ground so that their position wins and yours doesn't, you know? Trading is a very savage place when you actually stop and think about what's going on, you know? Little grandma wants you to buy the top so that she can sell you her shares or sell you her whatever that she bought 50 years ago. Yeah, buy. This may be the top, but I want maximum value. I've been holding this thing for 50 years. Come here, Sonny. I got a little sucker for you. And then you find out that it's not a sucker. It's a, well, it might be a, anyways. That's why I do like, I do like the futures market and all this, because there's no conflicts of interest. But like if this was some like low volume penny stock, and I know that there's a delay here, meaning what you're seeing in all actuality happened about 3 to 5 seconds ago. Man, if I know that, I find some like low volume penny stock and I'm like, all right, man, this looks great. I'm going to get long here. And then I just wait 3 to 5 seconds. And then all the sheep, I'm not saying you guys are all sheep. I'm just saying, but that's where that angle would exist, that anybody's sheeps that are like, okay, fine, I'm going to buy. Bam, that would be nice. They all buy, the price goes up. I'm like, okay, here we go. We got some momentum. And all of a sudden I start to scale out as more and more people buy because they see the momentum. Man, that'd be a good gig. Also illegal, but that'd be a good gig. But that's why it's nice when, with the futures market, it's like, it is not a low volume environment. So there's certainly no conflicts of interest in that regard. Like we could all plan, like, all right, we're all going to buy right now. And we could all buy. And like the market would like, I don't know, was that like a little gnat that just landed on me? And it would just do that and it would keep moving. Still have a buy order down here at the green line. I'm trying to be patient, just trying to have a conversation, pass the time as we wait. I've learned it's a little easier. There's also the risk of forgetting about an order. In fact, I better do that just in case. I think I had that yesterday where I totally forgot about an order. But it is easier to be patient and wait for an entry. Like just staring at it and waiting. Oh man, that's where the voices can step in. But if I block out the voices, we're just having a conversation with the chat. That's some good stuff. I remember when you had to call your broker. Well, Joe, you were with all due respect, you were an old geezer. You make me probably look like a young buck. Yeah. When I started, I've always been around with online, purchasing. Now I'm also old enough where like it was a big deal when someone who went to only $8. Oh, did you hear Scott Trade is now $7.95 to buy, $7.95 to sell? It's only $16 in commissions. No, we don't have any chickens yet. We're still waiting to get out. I will say this, we're breaking ground on the house around April 1st. The foundation guy and the dude digging the hole, which is, fair enough. He's like, I can't, that's not how this world works. Like I can't say April 1st because I don't know what the weather's going to be like. And it's like, yeah, that's fair. This is the Midwest. It is, snowing one day and 80 degrees the next. Is this bash on brokers day? I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody bashing on brokers. I spent thousands. Oh yeah. All right, well, I'll go ahead and cancel that out. Was there something at 1? Was there a bond auction by any chance? Was there a T-note auction? At 102, all of a sudden, where did this come from? I'm going to say it right now. Without looking at the economic calendar, I bet there was a T-note auction. Does anybody want to pull up was there some sort of note auction at 1 and we're getting the delayed reaction? 2-year note? Oh, was that 102 or is that 1? When was the auction? Because auctions do take time, right? So it would make sense if the auction starts at 1 and then we start to get results at 102. It was at 1. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, those note auctions are Baru, man, you've only ever led me to losing trades, Baru Chuck. I'm not following you anymore. You just make me lose money all the time. Dang. All right, there is the note auction. In this day and age of debt and all that sort of stuff, the market does care about note auctions a little bit more than normal. You made 900 on it? Good job. I think we're good, Captain Crunch. I think we got a lot of food dyes going on in here. Thank you for checking. I appreciate it. For the health of our children, I appreciate it. I had no idea there was news. That's one that always gets me. The note auctions. I'm so used to like just not ignore. I'm so used to ignoring them because usually the market ignores them. But yeah, that's kind of a risky proposition at this point in time. And I'm going to try a long here, see if we can get some more momentum. It's kind of taking a little breath here, but yeah, the bonds, you know, how the government funds all its debt and everything. All right, never mind. Seems like it's kind of slowing down here. Maybe the party's over. Well, I mean, I'm not going to feel bad for any longs. And I say this with all due respect, but if you bought the breakout and this turns out to be a losing trade, I don't understand your strategy at all. I'll just put it that way. I'm not saying your strategy is wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Baruch Bonchuk, do I need to put you in the penalty box, buddy? In fact, I don't even know if Baruch Bonchuk is real. Can you type ABC if you're real? Baruch Bonchuk? Found it and crazy stuff. I need to be more aware. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one to remember. I like to go long at the very top tick. I find that if I lose more, then I can reset. Yeah, there you go. I like it. Especially if you use code Clay. With that logic, I mean, just code Clay all caps. I mean, that would be appreciated. Captain Crunch. I like that logic especially. That's great. Buy the top, sell the bottoms. I mean, there we go. All right, is this going to be a back test and go? Or is this just a fake move and it just is now going to drift right back to this range? I'm going to try a long down there. Actually, let's do this instead. Right there. Right there. That green line down there, I'm looking for a long. Maybe this thing, you know, it's kind of made it, it's had its news movement up and it's just going to come down here and chop around. But if down here is the bottom of the chop, then I'll try to take a long at the bottom of the chop and see if I can make money if it starts to chop back upwards. You're long here? All right. I can see that. Trying to play a back test of that trend line. I agree with Brian though. Let's get back to that level. Code Clay. Thank you, Captain Crunch. Although you're killing our children, I still like you. I wonder, I probably shouldn't talk like that. I wonder if the algorithm thinks like it's some sort of, I don't know. I'm about to try copy trading. It is a good way to spread out risk. Yes, it is more risky in some senses, but in other senses, you are technically spreading out risk. Good morning, Eddie. Hey, I love to see it. Thanks for telling me about prop firms, Clay. 100%. Yes. Thank you for being open-minded enough, Chris, and setting your ego aside to be like, you know what? Maybe what I'm doing is not the most efficient way to go about day trading. Maybe I should try. So I'm glad you did, Chris. That's fantastic. I love to hear it, man. However many you tell me, Paul. Algorithm does like truth. The roof of my mouth is hurting just thinking about CC. What is CC? What's your position? I do not have a position. I'm trying to take a position, which is long down here. But as of now, I do not have a position. If I had a position, one of these numbers here would be moving around. Oh, the roof. I get it. CC, Captain Crunch. I get it. I get it. Sorry. I'm trying to do multiple things at once. I don't know. This looks like an interesting long here. We are at the 21 EMA. I'm going to stay down here, though. I'm going to try to be disciplined. Put my stop right there. So with slippage, we'll call it like a 10-point stop. Trump's State of the Union is after hours. Yes, from what I heard here, it's 9 p.m. Eastern. Which means it'll start at what, like 9:20? Because as he walks down, you know, everybody and their brother's uncle is shaking his hands, and you got to put in all the hoopla. So that always takes a while. Clay, where can people use those 30? What country are you in, Eli Mark? Yeah. And I'm looking to get long at the green line. Yeah, I'm not. Who's planning on watching it? I'm not going to watch it. I can't really stand those things. It's like, ha, and then everybody stands in applauds. So he said, they started applauding in the middle of hi. So he gets a ha, I, and then everybody stands up and applauds again. It's just, gah. USA. Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, what I'm doing is just if you go to the link at the top of the screen, right here. So 50K account for 102. That's assuming you're using code Clay to get the 40% off. And then, you can start with 25K of purchasing power or go to 150K. So that is where, to answer your question, where are these accounts coming from? The one I'm using that I recommend is Take Profit Trader, which is that link you see at the top of the screen there. Again, looking to get long here at the green line. At this point, I think I might lower it down a little bit more, play like a fake break. There we go. And then I can also keep my stop now around like 7-8 points. So yes, technically speaking, it is now down below the purple line. So if it comes down here and bounces right off the purple line, I will look like a baboon, but oh well. So technically now I'm looking for basically a fake breakdown of that purple line. Okay, come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. What is it? 21 EMA 37. Oh, I like it. I like it. Because this green line here on the 5-minute is essentially the 21 EMA here on the 5-minute. Does not mean it'll bounce, but hey, I think there's some logic behind this. Sweet MQ short here. Okay, Kimberly's thinking short. All right, roger that. Kimberly, you've been here before. Welcome back. Good to see you. It's US 100. Is what US 100? This is the MNQ that I'm trading. What's rules for Clay Trader? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Silver just spiked. Did gold spike too? Ooh, don't tempt me. Don't even all right, stop. I'm not watching. Don't even nope, I'm a recovering silver addict. I don't even want to be tempted. Nope. If I have, let's say 5,000, no. Ellie Mark, my friend, could you please go to the website right here for, what did you say? I can trade for $102 of your money. All you need is $102. That gives you 50K in purchasing power. That 50K will buy you up to 6 NQ contracts or 60 MNQ. And that's per trade. All right, here we go. Maybe. No, Bill, you do not need $200 to trade 50K. You need 102. No, that is not my prop firm. Take Profit Trader is not my prop firm. They're just the prop firm that I use and recommend. You want long 030. I don't know if I want to answer this because I feel like you're just going to like puppet trade me. I don't like people puppet trading me. I like people that are thinking for themselves. So Raid, Connect, Cards, I'm butchering your name. Purple line is 30 EMA. No, purple line is the 50 SMA. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Getting close. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. This seems like one where I might get my answer relatively quick. Like it fills me and then just snaps down through and stops me out, or maybe I get a nice little snap back in my favor. Does it work while I'm on vacation in Brazil? Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't work. Brazil is not one of the banned countries, so yeah, you should have. I don't see why you'd have any issues. Now, if you were on vacation in North Korea, yeah, it might not work there, but Brazil, you should be just fine, my friend. And I'm trying to get long at this green line. I'm trying to be patient. Although it got close, I think I'm going to try. Here we go. Now I'm risking about 5 points. All right. Either bounces or it's dumping, and if it dumps, it'll be a losing trade. The prop firm restricted Albania. Bummer. Oh, you dirty rat. And I don't even know why I don't know what I'm complaining against. I talked about the 5 minute. I talked about that 21 EMA, and that's basically right where it's bouncing off from, right there, 21 EMA. So I don't know what I mean, it's my fault. How am I doing today? I'm doing all right, I guess. I had one trade where I trusted it, I got aggressive, and it just didn't work out. So that kind of dampened my day a little bit. But overall, all things considered, now that's a tight stop. Oh, why do people... Okay. Willis Wonka, you are suffering from the world of revolves around me-itis. Okay? I fully concede. That's a tight stop for you. But we have two different strategies. Call up the doc. Hey, doc, I'm suffering from the world of revolves around me-itis. Get that pill that tastes like butterscotch. You'll take that pill, and then you'll show up on the live stream, and this is how you would have said that message. For me and my strategy, that's a tight stop. That's how you would have said that. Call it up. Don't worry. We've all suffered from it before. The pill tastes great, even if you don't like butterscotch. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. No, I don't like how it got so close and then did not fill me. Love butterscotch. Good. Then you'll love that pill, which you apparently desperately need. But that's all right. We've all been there before. We've all suffered from the world of raws. It's a tricky disease. It gets us all every time, from time to time. I want a pill that makes everyone shiny, happy people. Ooh, I think that one's still in development. All right, now what I want to see is this. I want to see the price come down here and hit this yellow line, and then if it starts to head back up, I'll go for the long at that point. Daily live. Yeah, I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's dump this. No, Sub-Zero. I mean, if you want, dump it down to here and then start to come back up. That's fine. But no, I don't want to see it dump. If you scroll back, Mo, I explained why I canceled that out. All right. So watching to see the price comes down here. And then if it does and starts to head back up, I will try to maybe take a swing at it as it comes back up from the long standpoint. But step one in this whole sequence, it's got to get down to that yellow line. Hey, if you're enjoying this in any way, shape, or form, please hit that like button. I know it's just a simple little click, but it does make a big difference. So yeah, if you're enjoying it all, if you don't mind hitting that like button, I really do appreciate it. It does help. It makes a difference. All right, okay. This falls image, we've been here before. Are you trying to scalp the long? It's clear as day a bearish. Why do people think the world revolves around them? Why? Falls image. You also call the doctor. I have no problem that for you and your strategy, you think this is bearish. No problem at all. But within that, you are presupposing that everybody trades exactly like you. Therefore, you're just going to make these bold proclamations. I think he's done this before. I don't know. Maybe English is not his first language. I do have to remember that, though, too. Because the cool thing about the live stream is we have people from around the world watching, where English is not always everybody's first. But I don't know. No. You're not asking me why. You're saying you made a statement. It's clear as day bearish. That's what I'm pushing it back against. Once more, for you, I have no problem conceding that for you, yeah, it's clear as day bearish. But there are many ways to trade the market. So for other people, they might be saying, what are you talking about? I see some bullish stuff going on. How is it not? It's going, okay, you're gone. What a dent. You always got to give people enough to just illustrate. It's going down. As he says that, now a beautiful hammer candle is forming. Like, do you see what I mean by people being absolutely dented like that and the problems? How is it not bearish? It's going down. Darcy effect. You can't make this stuff up. As he says that, it's going up now. I'm telling you, we truly have discovered a new law of nature known as the Darcy effect. We have discovered it. Our latest example right here. File's image. If you're still here, this is why. When you talk the way you're talking, you look like a dented baboon. This is why. I want you to succeed in life and not look like a clown. But the way you are presenting yourself, you opened up the opportunity to now just look like an absolute clown. LOL, how is it not? It's going down. And then it goes straight back up. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't make this stuff up. That was the highlight of this live stream right here. Somebody laughing in all of our faces, and then oh my, you can't make that. The Darcy effect is real. Okay, we all need to remember, Fal's image, if he does have the courage to show up, because I only gave him a timeout for, I think, 30 minutes. If Fal's image has the courage to show back up and be like, okay, that was on me, then, hey, water under the bridge. But let's see if he's man enough to show up and be like, okay, maybe I should reframe the way I'm conducting myself. Well, he only got put in timeout. The Darcy effect, it's actually getting spooky at this point. It is getting spooky. Slow day, you only have 55 trades. Well, Good job not over trading then. The Darcy effect is this. We had somebody show up, actually behaved just like that. Very obnoxious, very arrogant, very like talking uncertainties. Oh, this is like just not a good look. And then like they made these comments and the exact opposite happened. So we're like, okay. And I think it was John Darcy or whatever. So we just were like, oh man. So somehow it's called the Darcy effect, and we've had it happen time and time again. Today is the most recent example. Somebody shows up acting all arrogantly, talking like with uncertainties, laughing, blah, blah, blah. And then the exact opposite happens, like literally right at that moment. It's crazy. It's spooky. You ban someone every day for their opinions. Karkesha, you're about to get banned, not because of your opinion, but because of your apparent lack of critical thinking. First off, they weren't banned. They were put in timeout. But yes, if you're going to show up and behave arrogantly and treat us all like we're idiots and think the world revolves around you and then have the exact opposite thing happen, yeah, I'm going to give you a timeout to think about how you're conducting yourself. So again, if you can't connect those dots, Karkesha, then I don't know. Again, this is, it continues to fulfill my premise of why we need to teach critical thinking in school. Because people don't understand nuance. People don't understand categories. Yes, within the category of opinion, there are different categories. There is an obnoxious opinion, and then there is a, hey, you gave an opinion, you were humble about it. It didn't really work out, but hey, no problem. If you can't understand the distinction between those two types of opinions, then again, you prove my point that the American system has failed to teach critical thinking and thought of nuance. Why are you grumpy? Because I have to deal with people like you that don't know how to think at all. That's why. It makes me grumpy. So to answer your question, that is why I'm grumpy. Because you don't know how to think. You don't know how to think in a nuanced manner. Right. And I noticed what your problem is. You don't have the ability to think in a nuanced manner. Hey, high flyer, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. There's yeah. I can go down and rant and rave, but this is why I will say, please, parents, put your kids in put your kids in sports. Have somebody raise their voice every now and then. Because the amount of people, and it's not a lot I'd be exaggerating if I said it was a lot. But yeah, it's not uncommon for me to just be talking like I am now, talking with a little passion. Why are you so angry? I'm not angry. I'm just talking passionately. But that's a problem. If you grow up and everybody's getting a trophy and you never heard somebody raise their voice and you think a raised voice equals anger, it's like, no, some people are just passionate about certain things. I do know how to think. No, I assure you, you do not. Okay, now you're going in timeout. You put them in for a small difference of opinion. It is not the opinion. We'll put them in timeout for 30 minutes. It is not the opinion that gets anybody banned. It's the type of opinion. You literally just proved my point by saying, I know how to think, and then you demonstrated you don't know how to think. It has nothing to do with the opinion. It's the way you present it. Had he presented that in just a humble way and he was wrong, that happens all the time. Okay, welcome to the club. We're all wrong. But if you cannot recognize how that opinion was presented as if we're all idiots, then I don't know what to do for you. I assure you, you cannot think. You are not recognizing the point of distinction. Anyways, next topic. We are getting kind of sort of close to the pivot point here on the 5-minute. So we'll see if it comes down there. That's true. Yeah, Nathan he is ready to go with the ban. But again, we'll give everybody a timeout, see if they want to rethink things. And if they don't want to come back and act the same way, well, then at that point, Nathan will have his heyday. Exactly. The best way to debate is to make sure you get enough food dyes before the argument. That's true. That's true. Fair point. Yeah, exactly. I was a big hose drinker. Give me some of that lead. I was a Chicago White Sox fan because I liked Frank Thomas. All right, maybe along here if it wants to come back. Well, nope, never mind. Too big of a risk profile. All right, well, the waiting continues. It really sounds that you're a parent. Yeah, sometimes I feel like my kid. I'm telling you what, my oldest daughter right now, as part of some of her homeschool curriculum, is doing reasoning and logic. She's like, Dad, I learned about the red herring fallacy. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, learn how to think. So yes, my point being is some of these people, it's like my 13-year-old daughter is literally a better thinker than you are. Just kids are oh, good one. Yeah, the big hurt. Yeah, the parent voice comes very naturally. It's heading back down to the 200. Okay, well, we have another buddy, somebody else that now thinks they need to speak in certainties. Let me ask you this, David, J.L. Potter, you think it's headed down to the 200 or it is headed down to the 200? There's a massive difference in those two statements. You think it is or it is heading down there? Oh, they're Oh, wait, Derage. You've been here before. Your other name was Derage Tube, right? Derage is here. Yeah, your other name was Derage Tube, right? Think. All right, fair enough. All right, we are getting closer and closer to that pivot point. Maybe we get a bounce off it. I'm watching very closely. Arguing with chat instead of making profit. Well, see, you're presupposing that I'd actually make a good decision. Thank you. Thank you for that assumption that I would just be making money because instead of I was trading. So, hey, shout out. I'll take that presupposition. Thank you. That's very kind of you, brother. That's the funny thing is like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an extra passionate person. Like, man, how many Red Bull? None. I'm just having a good time. I'm a passionate, like if I enjoy a topic, if I enjoy a discussion, sure, I'll get into it. Oh, googly goop. Who are you? Who are you, brother? Hey, I'll keep you around if you just tell me who you were beforehand. The people that always come back. Oh, does it? Yeah, 90% sell ends tonight for Apex. Code Clay, C-L-A-Y, all caps. Sometimes silence is all that is needed. No, not when I'm trying to grow a live stream. I like how, I mean, nobody ever said trolls were smart, Mark. No, Diraj is here. I asked you, Diraj. Are you the Diraj Tube? Yeah, that is. Okay, he's gone. Oh, googly goop. He's definitely been here before. See you later. There we go. Look, aren't you guys proud of me? I'm not even engaging with the trolls. I'm just going down and banning them. Aren't you guys proud? I'm getting better at it. Well, as I was talking about, I've been watching that pivot point on the 5-minute. Unfortunately, it did get close, but just not close enough for me. So, again, the classic example of broad statement trading and how it doesn't work. Because broadly speaking, yeah, I think it'll want to bounce off the pivot. And it did, but it never actually hit the pivot. So I didn't get the nuance right. I didn't actually get the entry point where it needed to be. Yeah, Michael, I think that is it. We do unfortunately have a generation, and I was on the beginning of it. I was on the beginning of it, but like I so Daraj returns. Yep. See, Daraj used to be a normal person, but like now I don't know. They just went soft. I don't know. And so the one thing with this is I was kind of sharing, um, just telling my wife, and I get, she's right. She's right. It's sad, but it kind of backfired on me. But I was just sharing, just you get the, the weirdos. And she's like, Clay, I really don't want the kids on the live stream anymore because there are weird, creepy people out there. And it makes me as a mother a little uncomfortable that one of these weird, creepy people could be there. And I was like, and I'm thinking of like even Dara. I'm thinking of these people right now that I'm banning. Like these are weird, creepy people. Like somehow they think that it's like their behavior. They in their mind is like, hey, this is like fun. That's weird. I'm always like I don't want weirdos looking at my kids. And I was like, they are. It is popular when the kids show up. But I understand and I actually agree. So yes, the kids are not going to be on the live stream anymore going forward. Unfortunately, like I said, I wish the saying, as cliche as it is not so true, but it takes a couple bad apples to ruin them all. And yeah, the weirdos, yeah, my wife is just not comfortable with it, and I can completely understand where she's coming from. So, yeah. Unfortunately, there will be no more kids on, and maybe shame on me for even ever thinking it was, but I don't know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but after I was explaining some things, she's like, yeah, there are definitely weirdos out there. So there we go. This is getting tricky because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of bearish biased. And I was thinking, I never said it out loud. Maybe I shouldn't because it'll show that it would have been a losing trade. But I was thinking, okay, if it comes up and breaks right there, I'm getting short. And it did. And then right back up into a losing trade. So I don't know. This is a little sketchy for me right now. Never understood people who put their kids on the internet. Just bad parenting. Were you in timeout, Massive Cool Factor? Okay, so he's gone. So the whole point of the timeout is to see if you just want to kind of rethink your behavior, and then he shows up and makes that comment. So, gone. The guy that had to type in the chat, hey, I think prop firms are going to go away. Oh yeah, why? And then he gives us a chat GPT answer. Okay, yep. The signs were there, folks. Time to short. That's what I was thinking right here. And that would have been a very bad decision. So right now, I'm not sure I'm jiving too well with the market. Hey, thank you, Nathan. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. To me, it seems like, is that stuff too paranoid? And I think that's where my head was at. But maybe, yeah, that was probably just a bad call on my part. I mean, I'm just trying to assume like, what are you talking about? There's just people interested in trading watching the stream. But I guess, yeah, with that, some of these people, they're just Yeah. Unfortunately, it is that way. What if millions were to buy? Gav, man, I think you might be quite a bit behind in the stream. All right, we are once again at this trend line. Let's see if it wants to push up through. Yeah, exactly. And it really was fun. And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like that was like they had, I mean, they're too young to understand, okay, kids, go act like you're having fun. They thought it was so fun to hit the like button, watch the number, and you guys were great. The likes would go up. And then so many of you were so kind to do like super chats, and oh man, like genuine, heartfelt excitement. So as a father, if you have kids, obviously you like to see your kids have genuine, heartfelt excitement. But yeah. Well, right off the trend line again. Spy calling up. What's the name of that? What's the name of what? That's true. Yeah. Off trip? No, off jet. Given the only word he could say is up. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it is sad it has to be that way, Larry, but it is what it is. Do you only trade micro? No. So on this account, these are my NQ trades on the day. These are my MNQ. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm not sure what you're asking. You said SPY coiling up. What's the name of that again? The name of what? The fact that it's coiling, I don't know. Coiling up, is that not the name? All right, well, this trend line right now, it's kind of a double whammy. We have both the 50-period simple moving average, that purple line up there, and the trend line. So it's kind of like the double whammy of resistance right now. Not that the price can't push through it, but makes sense why it's... I'll have to look into that. Edibles and I mean, Jay, that seems like it could go very well or very bad. I don't know if there's an in between for that. What if we put you in a timeout, Clay? Well, sometimes I put myself in a timeout, so I mean, well, I don't call it. Well, yeah, I call it either a timeout or a penalty box. So yeah. I mean, by the way, that's literally what the function's called. Like I call it a timeout because that's what YouTube calls it, where you mute the person. And I do think that's a better way to go about it. And we've had some people, they show up after the again, the timeout, whatever you want to call it, and they're like, yeah, that was on me. I'll chill out. And from there, it's totally fine. Heck, I put mods on timeout before. And because they're reasonable people, they show up like, oh, yeah, Clay, that was on me. Onwards and upwards. Fine. Yes. I'm not sure what exactly critique is, but to be fair, it's literally called, like the function is called a timeout. But I think that's better than just flat out banning the person. Banning meaning they can never comment again. But no, as far as me in a timeout, hey, I put myself in timeout on here before. I don't know if Kyle's here, but Kyle's my clock keeper. It's on a person-based basis, I guess. Yeah, maybe, yeah, like everything. Sometimes you need to put the baby in the corner. Yeah, and sometimes I need to put myself in the corner because I'm acting as a baby, but within my trading. Well, which is kind of like what tilt is, if you really think about it. It's like a temper tantrum, which is why I think a timeout is good. That's why I do it. I don't know if the parallels it perfectly, but I think I'm in the ballpark. I mean, let me know your thoughts. But is going on tilt as a trader not almost the equivalent of like a toddler having a temper tantrum? I looked it up. Have called compression. Oh, okay. Maybe you just meant consolidation. Judd, are you quoting Dirty Dancing? Judd, if you knew Judd, I've met Judd. He is the like. If you're to say, all right, give me a movie that Judd's gonna quote from, Dirty Dancing would not be on that list. Unbelievable. Never judge a book by its cover. I just had that reminder right now with Judd. I'm interested in a long up through here, but I don't think I'm going to do anything until it gets potentially up through there. Negotiation. Hey, Elusive Lens. Going on tilt could be looked at the lack of ability. Yes, yeah, exactly. I think that's ultimately what tilt is. It's like trader temper tantrum. Right, Neil is not in a timeout. Hey, Edvin. All right, we'll see if we can get this thing to push back up. Now the question is, do you still buy the trend line break? Because if you were to buy the trend line break here, not that far above, you have the purple line. So this is where it gets tricky. At least right here, they're basically both the same level. So if it broke one, it essentially broke the other. But now, if it breaks the trend line, well, you haven't technically cleared up through the purple line. So that's where it gets a little tricky. Hey, Mike. Well, not looking like a break is going to happen. One nice trade today, then locked out. Yesterday was destructive. Oh, right move, bad entries, then led to, yeah. Yeah, Mike, it happens. I think we've all, well, odds are I'd say we've all been to that area before. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. I do like this is getting pretty interesting. We have the pivot point again, but now we have the added quote-unquote bonus, if you will, that the purple line here is sloping upwards. So right around this area, we might be getting a potential double whammy of support. Of course, does not mean it'll for sure bounce, but I don't think that's really a random location that it could bounce from. Now I'm getting a bit of, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Don't do it. Don't do it. Is that maybe a line? Is that a trend line to watch? I'm gonna get rid. I don't even know if this line. Oh yeah, that's what it represents. Okay, yeah, I'm good with getting this one out of here now. But that trend line right there, is that the short? Is that the short? Well, I'm done for the day. 1K daily payout. Hey, good job. Congrats, Nathan. So are you feeling better? I know a couple weeks ago you weren't feeling so hot, but are you feeling better now? Feeling like you're back in the groove again? I'm still long from I don't know. Oh, and it's gone. Do you have a private Discord or Telegram? I do. I have a Discord. Yep. Here you go. Private community. I'm kind of tempted for a short right there. Try to anticipate maybe a breakdown through the wedge. I am. I'm going to give it a try. Looking to get short at the red line. I was up 500 today and down, now back at 70. Okay. So having a seesaw day, that happens. I'm in with a pretty bad fill, but then it went my favor very quickly, but almost as quick, snap back up. So that's not the most confident-inducing thing, but let's see what happens. Throw out a couple targets there in case there's some sort of snap in my direction. I'm still in a long. Well, I mean, I'm in a short, so I'm hoping it goes down. But my afternoon session has not really been the best of best, so I could be totally wrong here. We'll see. Yeah, did not get confirmation. So, I mean, it never broke through that line. Maybe it'll come back to bite me. But when I got short, I thought that might be kind of the leading indicator. And it was looking great for a split second. And then all of a sudden, kind of snapped back above. But price hasn't done anything wrong right now. It's being annoying. But being annoying and being wrong are two different things. Yeah, we'll see if it chops around. My afternoon trading has gotten worse. Got to. Well, I mean, just trade in the mornings then. If that's where your bread and butter is, stay where the bread and butter's at. Butter that bread. Bread that butter. I'm wondering if I want to. I do like it, but at the same time, I know it's a whole separate trade. I shouldn't be suffering from recency bias, but I kind of am right now. Top of the hour in 5 minutes. Roger that. Yeah, given I really don't have the luxury to be extra aggressive. So even as much as I do like it, I've kind of lost that luxury given that other trade. You're hoping the candle turns green. Well, I hope not, Connor, for my sake. No offense, but I'm looking for a red right now. Given I am short. Hey, 300 likes. Thank you. Thank everybody that's hit the like button. I appreciate it. All right, well. This would be. Yeah, I'm adding more right there. I know that would just be such a good looking chart at that point in time if I can get filled there. Again, only if it comes down to the red line. Again, we got the rejection right off that yellow line. So that's where I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is the sign that the bears want to push it down. Respect to anybody. Well, I mean, trading and trading wisely are two different things. So I am trading. Is it wisely? I don't know. Then down later, then back up. What? I'm not sure what. I think I'm missing a message from you, Eli Mark. Again, I'm looking to add at the red line there. In my magical, mystical world, we get a break of the trend line and start to hit these areas, but all right, maybe gonna add if it comes down some more. Now, if it's gonna break out, please just break out right now. Don't fill me here and then come break out. That's where things just are like, come on. Close to adding, close to adding, close to adding. I did add, okay. Come on. Just putting out some buys, some covers, just in case there's some kind of spike. There we go. There we go. Keep coming down. Spike. Spike. I mean, oh, no. Don't do this game. Just keep coming down now at this point. Come on. Come on. Get out of the way, you dirty tread line. It did actually break down below there for a second. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep coming down. Go. Go. Thank you. I'm down to, okay. So let's do this. Put a stop. Okay, I'm about to, okay, whatever. All right. I don't even know if I made money on that. I can't remember what that number was at. Well, I got this spike. Unfortunately, it helped knock out a couple more. So I'm glad I had those orders scattered out there. But there it is. Spiked down and then came right back up. And however, I was positioned. Had that thing spiked and kept spiking, man, that would have been, I was set up. I was positioned to do very well. No, the Discord is not free. Hey, Ben. Are you more of a scalper or a buy and hold and ride the trend? Well, I mean, well, that one, I wouldn't consider that a scalp. I was letting that thing try to work for me. I was trying to ride the trend, but it came down and then all of a sudden snapped back up, so I wasn't going to putz around with it anymore. I got out of that nasty loss with that. I got out of nasty loss. Okay, so you're saying it wasn't a loss anymore? Is that what you mean by that? It still may come down, but like I said, I added when I don't know. Borderline shouldn't have. So when it finally gave me that spike, not that I needed it to spike down straight, but like I did not want to see this sort of action. I didn't want to see it spike and then come straight back up. And, taking all this. I just don't have that luxury at this point in my day. If this, if that one trade had not happened and this was still, green on my M, then yeah, sure, I'm going to play ball. But that's not the situation. Therefore, did not have the luxury. Yeah, okay. If that's your definition of scalper is 20 seconds or less, then yeah, I would say I make quite a few scalping trades then. And not trying to be difficult, I've just learned a lot of people have different definitions for like the same word, like scalper. But yes, per that definition, I'd say yes, I take several scalps if it's 20 seconds or less. But man, just dirty action, breaking down, acting like you want to be weak, and then coming back up. Again, if you're still short and you're just being patient, you're letting this thing try to give you a chance to break down, makes sense. I just, like I said, I just don't got I don't have the luxury. I have 100 SMA right under those candles. Oh, is that what it's bouncing off of? Is the 100 SMA? But not the 100 EMA? Goes back to our kind of talking point earlier. Like, the price, whenever the price stops going down, there's probably something somewhere that it bounced off of. That's where but you can't always go and find those things and add them to your chart, because then you're going to end up with 4 million things on your chart. Tradeovate is Tradeovate is a platform that a lot of prop firms use. So technically speaking, I am trading with a prop firm. The prop firm is Take Profit Trader. Through that prop firm, though, I am using Tradeovate as the platform. So 2 layers to what I'm doing. Layer number 1, I'm in a prop firm. Take Profit Trader. That's the link that you see at the top of the screen. Through that prop firm, I'm using Tradeovate, who is the platform. Well, I'm glad I played it the way I did, because now that thing, it's... Oh, do I try again? Is this maybe the revised? I'm going to regret this decision, aren't I? That is a good-looking little tread line right there, though. That is a good-looking little tread line right there. Is this the drop-off point where it maybe falls down to this void of darkness? Don't tempt me, Treadline. You already are tempting me, though. 970 drop. Where's not 970? Dropping out of 970. I don't know. I don't know about that. That'd be quite the drop from here. Don't let the days go by. Oh, man. Yeah, you're probably right, Evan. I don't know. Is this just a chop fest and I'm just drawing a trend line within the chop fest? Only hindsight knows, but it is interesting, though. Like a break of, 25.020, where you let it try to clear through all this. I mean, this candle right now is looking good, but I don't want to get... Oh, my goodness. Channel your life coach. Oh, yeah, that guy from yesterday, the life coach. Yeah, I don't know, we're on a weird streak. We've had some characters. Yeah, I forgot about the life coach yesterday. Daily chart. I'm not really that concerned with the daily chart. For me, I'm not. For any of you here that like the daily chart as part of your analysis, fantastic. But yeah, I'm not. For me, I'm not really concerned what the daily chart's looking like. Yeah, it's been I don't know. It's been interesting. I liked the setup I had earlier. I got aggressive with it. It just didn't work out. So that kind of set me back on the day for my MNQ trading. Again, for anybody that's maybe new, this is the same account. So this is one account. These are just my NQ trades on the day for this account. And these are my MNQ trades. But yeah, that one trade there sent me into the hole. Now, had I been right, man, that thing would have worked out really, really well. But I wasn't. Why? I asked this. So in my mind, elusive lens, you already have a strategy. You've gotten payouts. You're doing well. And now, so like, why would you do that? Like, from my understanding, you already have. So basically, I'm asking, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why are you trying to fix something that's not broke? That's essentially what I'm asking. Yeah, still green. I'll take it. Oh my! I think I got to take this short. Look at this. Another failed bounce. All right, I got plenty of green on the day, so I can... All right, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to short here, and it's going to be an arbitrary 10-point stop loss. There it is. I get it, that stop loss is in the middle of nowhere, but it's just arbitrary. 10 points. I'm going to risk 10 points on it. See if we can get down here and see if it does indeed want to fall into the void. Get the break down below that point right there. But yes, I am doing a totally arbitrary 10-point stop. Because, I mean, really, my stop should be there, but then it's like, okay, now I'm in front of that. So my stop should probably be way up here. I just don't want to risk that much. So I'm looking for either a breakdown or get out. And but I do want to give it some leeway, so I'll give it 10 points of leeway. But yes, just choosing 10 points does put me at an arbitrary spot on the chart itself. But or do I try to anticipate it and go right here? No, I just want to let it clear through all this. Let it clear through these low, the trend line, these lows, that low, and that low. Let's see what happens. I don't even really need to give it 10 points. I could probably get away with just 8. Yeah. Okay, here we go, maybe. Or that's right, okay. Okay, so this is where my stop will be. My whole idea is, hey, maybe this is the start where it clears through this stuff, but if it doesn't, it chops back up, well, then I'll be out. Okay, and got close. Okay, I'm in. Like I said, break down or get out. Let's see if we can at least come down. That way, if it double bottoms on me, that's okay. I'll still have a target hit, and I'll move my stop to break even at the double bottom point. But like I said, this was either supposed to break down and clear that area and fall off a cliff or not. And right now, it looks like I was wrong. It broke that area and is not really doing a whole lot. But hey, maybe it'll just be a delayed cliff dive. Come on, fall off the cliff. You broke the trend line. Go. Drop off that cliff, brother. Keep going. Go. Go. Get down there. Do it. Do it for me. All right, I'll put my stop here. Come on. Oh, you don't even do it, brother. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. At least give me that one, brother. I can play this game. I'm going for more now. I'm going for the break of that low. I want a little bit more for my patience. I deserve it. Hey, here we go. Now we're cooking, boys. Now we're cooking. All right, I'll put my next one down there. Are you seriously going to snap all the way up? Like, really? That's right. Like I said, I got ultimately what I wanted. I got the double bottom. If it bounces up, so be it. Move my stop down a little bit more. Are you serious, Clark? Come on down. This is getting kind of snappy, so I better throw out one more just in case it does give some random snap, but don't cry for me. No, back down, back down. It's right, I got what I wanted, and then I was, okay, about to get stopped out, and I am stopped. All right, well. You're bidding at, oh my, that is totally on me. So this will mean more to those of you that have been here on the live stream for a while, or I will say over the past hour. But what have I been talking about in the 5 minute? Multiple times. That pivot point. Look right where it bounced. So in other words, I really should have. And to be fair, I am now hindsight critiquing myself. But given the amount that I've talked about this, which I know some of you, like I should have had another cover right there. Just in the event that it decided to bounce off of that level, which it did. So technically that one is... that is my fault. I should have had one more taken out, but oh well. I lost track of it. It is what it is. 970 looks doable. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Thank you, Yoga. Yeah, use code Clay, all caps. 500 on that move. You made 500 on it? Is that what you're saying, trucking for dividends? Did anybody take that short with me? Or let me put it this way. Is anybody still short? Nice. You got out on the spike down. All right. Okay. Falls is back. I appreciate you coming back. Do you want to just man up and be like, yeah, I probably didn't conduct myself the best way previously? If so, if you want to just take responsibility that you probably could have conducted yourself better, water under the bridge. But if you're going to double down or try to talk your way around it, it will be a ban. I'm looking for somebody that can be intellectually humble and honest right about now. Again, if you're like, yeah, man, I did not really conduct myself the best. Cool. Short memory, onwards and upwards. Where are we at, Falls Image? Good morning. The LOL is my bad. Okay. Okay. Water under the bridge. Onwards and upwards. Glad to have you back. See, that's why I've discovered the timeout method is really good. So, cool, man. I appreciate that. Why do we hit the live button? I think, Jim, I don't know. Is it like that on other live streams? Where are you at where it's morning? Out of curiosity, you must be another part of the world. I don't know. Other streams it stays updated. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just try refreshing, see if that helps. Triple bottom on the 2 minute. Oh, that right there. Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I never really consider those triple bottoms. Again, not saying you're wrong for me. Meh. Well, I didn't say you had to leave, Jim Marino. I just said maybe try refreshing. Same thing happens on all others for you. Okay, so you're having the same issue on mine and all the other ones, Enzo? Is that what you're saying? Short 008, stop. Oh, appreciate the heads up. Well, there is the break. In hindsight, I played that fine. I gave the thing plenty of wiggle room and it decided to come all the way back up here. Yes, in hindsight, I could have kept my stop like above that, but that's all hindsight confirmation bias, so. Oh, I mean, I don't want to complain. I did get a nice little breakdown here, but that's... why don't you show up just a little bit earlier? Did I have a losing trade here from a short? Yeah. Didn't wait. Yeah, I was short here, right? And then this took me out. Is that right? Or was that... No, that was a winning trade. Yeah, this move right here actually put me into the win, I think. Good grief. This one, people are like, hey, man, how many trades did you make today? I'm like, dude, I can barely remember the last trade from 10 minutes ago. Whatever the drawdown is. So on the 50K account, what is your drawdown during the test phase? And then that is what your buffer is. Anything above that number. I'm new to futures trading. Can you teach me how to play stop loss and take profits for each side of the trade? I mean, I can, Ron, but that's basically what you just asked was, can you teach me how to trade? So like, I mean, I do offer a mentorship, but like that is an unanswerable question here. I mean, that is ultimately what you just asked. Can you teach me how to play stop losses and take profits? So yeah, stick around, Ron. We'll see what happens. Nice, Judge. Yeah, Compton. Okay. Oh, you're down to. I thought you were always at the 150Ks. Yeah. So the 50K, that'd be anything above anything above 2K. Thank you. Thank you. I was gonna say thank you, trash, but I'm like, that sounds kind of mean to call people trash, even though that is technically your name. But you gotta change your name, man. That's very demeaning. Throw away trash. You gotta be nicer to yourself. Why does the candle get pointed? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm telling people to throw away trash. Okay. Well, you're putting me in an awkward spot. That's true, Paul. I could put the entries. Fair point. I suppose if it was relevant enough, I could always do that. But yeah, that is a good reminder. Thank you. How about pick up litter instead? Past elusive? It shows that the prices went down or up beyond where the... Nice. Very good. So, I don't know. Like I said, seems like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why are you all of a sudden trading with Hainuki? However you say that. Does have the... No. MES and MNQ are two different things. ES or MES is for the S&P 500. MNQ is for the NASDAQ. Oh! The pointy candle guy. I gotcha. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. MNQ 873 looking good. Looking good for what? Long, short? All right, I'm up 250 for the day now from 70 on the move down. Well, good job, Jay. I have both pulled up on TradingView, and the price graph is like no. It's definitely they can look very similar, but they are definitely not the same. They can follow one another, but they are two separate things. Hinky Ashy versus regular candlesticks. Yeah, but have you always been using the Heineken candlesticks? Maybe you have, and I just didn't realize it. That is certainly a possibility. Not as much before. Okay, so you have used them before. Gotcha. So it's not like it's total experimentation mode. Gotcha. All right, somebody got the joke. Exactly. The Heineken versus the Miller versus the Light versus the Bud versus the Natty. For the college kids are using the Natty candles. If only, yeah, I cannot comment one or the other, Cody, because I've heard of them, but yeah, I'll just say that I've heard of them. Ooh. I always bet small in case I get a whipsaw in direction that gets me. I can almost never hit my... Yeah, there's many ways to go about this This crazy place we call trading, Jay. So if that's what you find beneficial, more power to you, brother. What instrument pays? I don't know. But I'd be careful for that, trader man, because I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but if you are doing it, I'd encourage you to rethink it. But I would say I would put the most emphasis on which instruments have the best volume. Because in theory, you could have something that is, and I'm just making this up, $1,000 per tick. But if there's like barely any volume on the thing, that's gonna be a very challenging environment. Yes, I don't know the answer to that, but if anybody does, that's kind of like a fun fact type thing. Does anybody know which instrument has the most per tick? I know silver's crazy. Clay, is this a 1 minute head and shoulder? Stop yelling at me with all caps. You're hurting my ears, brother. Framing? What does framing mean? SL? What's SL? Platinum does? I don't know. I bet it's something like orange juice. Yeah, the craziest I've ever seen is silver. I'm guessing coffee beans. I bet coffee bean futures have the biggest price per tick. Well, geez, Todd, that sounds like you're building a plan based around risk management. Copper's pretty crazy. That's just my guess. Like, what tick has the most value? Yeah, most time than not Edvin, SL equals stop loss. So we have like a bear flag ish. Maybe we can get a pennant out of that, but yeah, there we go. I don't know how much I trust it, but an interesting situation. We kind of had this conversation yesterday. In order to get a whole lot of patterns, you need it to be choppy for a little while, right? Like, you can't have a bull flag or a bull pennant if the price is not, consolidate, aka negotiate, aka chop around a little bit. I mean, I do agree. I do agree. It is getting choppy right now. But I think some people like myself wouldn't look at this as choppy action. We would just look at this as a bear flag building itself. Again, nobody's wrong. Like, man, it sure is choppy. Yeah, that's true looking at it from one angle. But another angle, looking at the same exact situation, I'm just seeing a bear flag. Like right here. I mean, I'm sure some people were saying, oh man, that looks choppy. I don't even remember where I got short here. Right there, I think I don't remember. But I got short somewhere around there. But in my mind, it's like, yeah, it has been a little bit choppy. But I think at this point, the chop is done. So that's really what it is. Sure, things can be choppy, but a bear flag is essentially telling you, or a bull flag is basically like, well, where do you think the chop is done? And that's where I would assume people are trying to play a breakout, right? Because I think, well, it's breaking out. Breaking out of what? Well, the flag, which is actually just the chop itself. YM was crazy today. Oh, yeah, I bet YM was wild today. Didn't Dow Jones have a crazy day yesterday too? Maybe I should be look at YM again. It has definitely been, okay, here we go. Maybe a long here, or I'm sorry, a short. Can someone please, yeah, these are not stocks. This is futures. I mean, you weren't wrong, Bradley. It was chopping. It's just a question of, okay, well, which direction do you think the chop is going to go when it's done chopping? Okay, short. See if it wants to come back down. Come on. I'll give it a couple more moments, but it's got to release now if it's going to release for me. All right, I've waited too long for you, as it is. Dog, you dirty rat. You dirty rat. I waited longer than I should have anyways, and you still... Okay, Marky the Market Maker, I'm sorry for offending you. Marky the Market Maker got me on that one. Can somebody please explain about peers? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, I thought it was going to come down and keep moving smoothly. So that's why I was saying I've given this thing actually longer than what I should. So I in a way, I was kind of breaking the rules of that plan. But even in breaking my rules, it's still waited for me. Like, yeah, I get it, Clay. You're breaking your rules, but okay. Now you're out. Go. Dirty. Hey, Samuel. Going pretty good. Hopefully the same for yourself. Which stock follows which stock? Well, it doesn't really work like that. Not to mention, I mean, are you wanting a day trade? And Angela Lani? I'm sorry. I know I not pronounce your name right. Anyways, if you are trying to day trade stocks, I would encourage you to not day trade stocks. There are better ways to go about day trading. Day trading futures through a prop firm is intraday trading. Yeah. Kick stocks to the curb. Day trading stocks make zero mathematical sense. It is way better to day trade futures because, for many reasons, but in a nutshell, futures move way better than stocks, and then you factor in the whole prop firm angle, and you can have good quality risk management. No, don't do a lot of swing trading. Bounce right off the 21 EMA. On what time frame? Oh, right here. We're in the chopper again. Yeah, kind of back inside of that range. It's hard to know when to stay in when you are hot, or stay in to lose your profit. Yeah, trading is hard. Trading is hard. No. Can someone please explain about price? I don't know. I don't think so. You're going to have to be more specific. Like, I can tell you're very, very new, which is fine. We all start off being very, very new, but I think you're asking questions that are way outside of the scope of all this. Like, yeah, prices go up and they go down, but I don't think that's what you're actually asking. I think you're probably asking something a little bit deeper than that, but price action. Okay, yeah. So can somebody explain price at? Well, even that though. Like it's kind of like asking a professional video gamer. You're like, can somebody explain what buttons I need to press to become a professional gamer? It's like, oh, well, yeah, I do press buttons, but like, there's a little bit more than goes into it than just like pressing buttons. I don't know if that analogy makes sense, but I think that's how sometimes people, and to be fair to them, when you're new and you don't know what you don't know, part of that is you don't even realize kind of how, in-depth certain things are. So, it's like, the equivalent. Hey, professional video gamer, can you tell me what buttons I need to press to become a professional? All the above, Samuel. That's my answer there. All the above. I know. Yeah, I think there is the futures contract. What is Bitcoin doing? Did it roll? Nobody brought it up, so I'm assuming Bitcoin did not break lows today. Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I assumed. It did bounce because I would have thought if it broke down. So where's the daily? Yeah, that's the level there where if it breaks 60, oh boy, oh boy. We'll see though. I think it's gonna be tough. I think it'll be if it even gets down there, I think that'll be tough. But man, the tough levels are tough. But on the flip side, if tough levels fail, buckle up. Yeah, yeah. That is the brand new person does have an advantage. Is you are brand new, you don't have any bad habits. But that's also the problem especially in this day and age. Like I can't imagine being brand new. I mean, there's so many things. There's TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and Reddit and so many places. Like I think the question is more so, how can somebody brand new with no bad habits not get any bad habits in this day and age? But yes, I do agree, Evan. In all actuality, a brand new person is better and is in a better spot than the trader with bad habits. It's like asking about auction price theory to be explained when your highest math class, algebra. Yeah, yeah. Watch it, Clay. There are a lot of... Well, I'm an old person now, so I can say that. It's so saturated on social media. Well, I mean, yeah, it is. It is. There's so much stuff out there. And that's where I always try to tell people. And I realize I don't have a lot of credibility here because you can just throw in my face, which fair enough. Well, you're just saying that, Clay, because you offer a mentorship. Fair enough. But like, even if we just assume somehow that a new person is able to pluck out all the good bits of free information out there, again, that's not going to happen. But let's just assume for argument's sake that a brand new person somehow knows, I don't know how this could happen, but somehow they know to pluck out and they happen to get all the good pieces of information from the internet. There's still a massive problem. You have to know what order to learn that information in. So if I equate this with math, if you start with math learning first about division and then you learn about algebra and then you learn about addition and then you learn about calculus and then you learn about subtraction and then you learn about trigonometry and then you learn about multiplication, and it's just going to be like you have all the good information, but you're going to be twisted into a pretzel because you're learning about the good information in the wrong order. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's essentially what I sell in my mentorship. I have nothing magical. You're going to have to work very, very hard because I have nothing magical, but I do offer a structured learning. I do offer learning where you're not going to get overwhelmed because I've learned over the years, okay, first let's learn about this and then let's learn about this because when you do go in this order, it's going to make more sense. So that's ultimately what I offer. Nothing magical because there is nothing magical out there. But I offer as a former process engineer, I'd like to think that I can map out a process that makes sense. Yeah, so true, Evan. In fact, that's so true. I'm going to delete that out of there just because I don't even want somebody to be tempted to go watch one of those garbage cult-like videos. I'm still young. Well, thank you. Some days I don't feel it. I don't know. Is this a short right here? Let's see. Short at 01. Stop up there. Ooh, no, I don't feel like risking 15 points. No, thanks. Clay, do you do those on the Tuesday live or the Thursday live? Which ones do I do those? Those what? Shoe shine indicator is flat. Ooh, that's a good indicator name. The shoe, dude. I'm gonna have to roll with that. The shoe shine indicator. Oh, the mentor is on Tuesday nights. Man, that 21 EMA is doing work. It's a short at 020. You know the shoe shine indicator, don't you? Oh, I thought you were joking around. I've never heard of the shoe shine indicator. Maybe I have, but I call it something else. Sorry. I thought you were just being funny. Look it up. No, I'm good, man. I kind of got my groove. I got what's going on. My baboon brain can only handle so many things. I appreciate it, though. But hey, if you find success using that shoe shine indicator, then it shine away. Shine bright like a diamond. Who sings that? Can't remember. All right. Does it break out or does it reject? I mean, is that the short right there? Short trend line, stop above the high right there? Maybe. You'll appreciate... Oh, okay. For the story? No, I don't think it's Katy Perry. Are you setting yourself up for tomorrow? No, I don't think so. I don't know what you mean by that. So I guess, to be fair, maybe I am, but I'm not sure what you mean by, am I setting myself up for tomorrow? Oh, or is that a lyric from the song you just quoted? Oh, it's Rihanna? All right. What's the green line again? The 21 EMA. Good short spot, but they've been wrecking bears today. I mean, I don't know. I've had a couple of good shorts. Oh, no. Nothing like that. Nope. Tomorrow will be a totally new day, mother. Mother lover. That just sounded weird to say mother. Oh, I see you shorting. Well, no, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just watching. All right. Well, hey, for those of you that are enjoying, have enjoyed, want to continue to enjoy, want to ensure that the stream continues, then this is totally viewer supported. There's no sponsorships, nothing like that. So if you want to keep the stream going, then code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend. I really enjoy Take Profit Trader. So if you're a beginner prop firm trader experienced, I think all of them should have Take Profit Trader as part of your empire building. But yes, I do understand that if you get Take Profit Trader maxed out at its 5 accounts and you want to expand more, then yes, there's a lot of other prop firms out there that I would say fall more into the experience category due to their additional rules that they have. But at the end of the day, that is the best way to support the stream. Hitting that like button certainly does help too. But to ultimately ensure that the live stream and the party continues, code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms is the way to make that happen. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. On your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be fantastic. We are 18 away from 350 likes. So I don't know if there's 18 people out here that enjoyed enough to hit the like button. That helps. That does make a big difference. So on your way out, like I said, hit that like button. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So make sure if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, subscribe and turn on notifications. A couple people have said that YouTube is not letting people know when I'm live. So I would hope that subscribing and turning on notifications can help with that. But yeah, if you don't mind doing that, that would be, I'll see you tomorrow, beautiful. I'll see you tomorrow too, beautiful mother lover. You're beautiful to me. All right. Take care, everybody. Code CLAY, all caps, on your with your prop firm of choice. And hit that like button. Take care. Have a good one. See you back tomorrow.